President Emmanuel Macron has announced that
I had the volume down. Duh.
Palestinian state.
Can you hear me now?
Macron says he'll formalize legislation at the United Nations General Assembly in September. Macron has supported Israel since October 2023.
Because you're the first guy in the chat now.
Become increasingly frustrated with Israel's war in Gaza, especially in recent months. France has Europe's largest Jewish population.
So I've been out for 1 hour talking to myself. Because I had this thing low. Because okay, here we go. Anyway, I think I'm gonna. Nah, I'll leave it on. Forget it. I'll put it on private. See, what happened was the reason why I came out because I was trying out this one. I'm gonna show you. Please, people, when you go on TikTok, do not buy TikTok stuff. Do not buy TikTok stuff. It's garbage. So do not buy stuff like this. So I was trying to set that up and I couldn't get that to work properly. So I'm like, okay, this is junk. Plus, the mic is cheap. Not this mic. I have another mic. I had another mic hooked up to it. So I must have messed up the setting. So I finally said, you know what? I'm going to come out here and just talk for a while. So I just been talking about stuff and it was muted this whole time. But nobody was out to tell me, you see? Even, you know what happened? I can see the green light going like this. You know, there's a green light right here. Look, I'll show you. You see that level light? You see it turning green? Hello? You see that? So I can see that working. So I'm thinking, yeah. So I'm thinking it's working fine. But then when you tell me you can't hear me, I looked at the volume. There's a little volume knob on this one. And that thing was set down to the bottom. So let me put it up more. I should put it up all the way. Let me see what happens. I'm going to put it up all the way, see what happens. If I put it up all the way, is it loud or is it okay? So anyway, that's what happened. But you know, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I'm glad you're here. So see, that's why it's always good to have an audience. It's always good to have it because when you don't have an audience, you cannot, you know, it's no way of knowing unless I open up my phone and try to watch myself and see if, you know, if you don't have an audience, there's no way of kind of knowing because that green light is still blinking. It's still going on like the level. Anyway, it's a good thing to learn. But anyway. Well, anyway, so you're here, so I might as well talk to you then. So there you go. But let me move this over here. No, of course, that's why I know that too. This channel only has 400 people subscribed. And plus this channel, a couple of people didn't stop by and they left because they couldn't hear me. Now I know what happened. They couldn't hear me. Now I know what happened. I had a couple of people go by and left. You know, I saw the number go 1. I had up to 3 people watching. And then they left. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't know. I guess they couldn't hear anything. They just saw the background. I guess they thought I was eventually gonna. Because I'm letting it roll, you know. I'm just I'm trying to give the problem with these channels that are smaller. No, don't promote it. It's okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want to. Don't do that. It's okay. I'm not gonna be on for super long, and yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. It's okay. Yeah, don't do that. That way, you know, me and you could just talk. It's okay. That's why I don't mind doing it. See, I don't mind doing the smaller channel and just talk because I could just talk to you and me and you, and that's it. Or, for example, like I know Tasso. He's all my other channels. I spoken to Tasso one-on-one. Many, you know. So it's okay. You know, remember, even on my radio channel, I don't get 100 people watching. You know, my radio channel, I don't get 100. I only get maybe the most I ever got on my radio channel was 30 people watching, and that was because of Anthony Cumia's show. I went up to 30 or 29. I think it was 20. It could have been 29. Normally I get 15. I get like that. Sometimes I may go up to 17. On Danny Shortwave Live, on those live streams, that's not Anthony Cumia, I used to get like 15, 17, 18. I never gotten a lot of people watching. You know, but I learned that you don't have to have a lot of people watching to get your viewing hours up. Because the main thing is the viewing hours. I'm trying to build up viewing hours for all my other channels. Not really this channel, because this channel is only 400 subs. But my retro gaming channel has 1,200 subscribers. And my Danny Finance has 1,000. So those I'm going to try to build. Because I'm not live streaming on Danny Shortwave until after Labor Day. And in fact, I'm not going to go on vacation now because my son doesn't want to go anywhere right now. He wants to stay home. So we was going to go to Niagara Falls this week, but we didn't go. We didn't go on vacation. But I'm still going to take my break for Danny Shortwave in terms of live streaming. So if you want to watch me, you're going to have to go on my other channels. That's it. That's the only way you're going to watch me live. It's this channel, Danny Retro Gaming. I could be on any channel. Even Diecast Collection, Danny's Diecast Collection, I might do a live stream there. Because I do have videos. I have a bunch of diecast stuff. A lot of diecast stuff that I have to unbox and talk about and things like that. So I have that there. You know, I have that channel. What's the other channel that I done live on? Danny Tech Geek, which I can at some point I will do a live stream on that one because I plan to move the server rack to. You already know the server rack, right? That old server rack that's there. But right now, it's just I need to move it. So that's going to be moved to another location. So that plus I got new hardware on that one that I need to talk about. So I have that. Of course, also since you're here now, I'm going to give you a password. Listen to me carefully. All right? Listen to me carefully. Because if you don't listen to me carefully, I will ban you. Not only, because listen to me. If you give out this password to anybody, I plan to give out this password to a few people. I'm going to let you tune in their password. I'm not going to give you the password through here. It's not going to happen. You need to email me. I'm going to put the email. You know my email? My channel? Danny Radio and Tech at gmail.com. I'm going to type it anyway. Let me type it. That is my email. And when you send me your email, tell me who you are, because I'm not accepting nobody else. You better tell me who you are. I'm going to give you a password to the TF56 server so you can tune. Listen to me carefully. If you give this password to anybody, and I start seeing a lot of people in here tuning, I will ban you. That's it. I don't care who you are. You're going to get banned for life. Understand? And that means the only person that's going to be tuning in there right now is you or me. I'm the admin. I can tune whatever the hell I want. So I'm going to give you the password. You can stay in there. I know, as long as I'm not in there, listen to me. I don't want you to brag about it to anybody that you have the password. I'm telling you this because you're a young kid. Kids like to talk. If you tell anybody you have the password and they come begging me, you see what I'm getting at? I don't want 1,000 people begging me for the password. Because because I'm going to give the password to a couple of people down the line. Not right now, down the line. Because I don't want people hogging up the server anyway. I don't care. I disabled the chat because, again, I don't want people asking me, can I have the password? Can I have the password? Because right now, can you go in there and tune? You know what? Test it. Go in there and tune. See if you can do it without the password. Go. Can you tune right now in there? Because I don't think you can. I set it up with the user password now. I'm in there right now. You can't, right? Okay. So I'm going to do, I'm going to send you the password. I already tried. Yeah, I know you already tried. Because you're in there all the time. I see you. You don't think I see you trying in there? Look, I see you. You already connected like I don't know how many times in there today. Look. I see you. Look, I see you connecting in there. And that's all you. See that? But I'm going to give you the password. I'm going to give you the password. I'm not interested in giving, you know why I'm giving you the password? Because you're one of my subscribers. Number one, that's another thing. If anybody wants, in the future, if anybody wants a password to my server, they have to be a subscriber to all my channels. Starting with you. You're going to have to subscribe to all the channels you see. You better subscribe to them. Number one, they better be a subscriber to all my channels. Like Tassel. Tassel subscribes to all my channels. James Farley, all my channels. Who else? I believe Keegan is in all my channels. There's not that many that's in all my channels. Excuse me. My throat's getting dry. And Todd. RRT 08. I think he finally subscribed to all my channels. Anyway, you got to subscribe to all my channels. So if you haven't done it, I would do it now. Because I'm going to check if you subscribe to all my channels. You know how I'm going to check that? You're going to go to all my channels. You're going to leave a nice comment. You're going to say, Danny, thumbs up. I don't care what comment you put, but it better be a thumbs up or something. And then I will give you the password. When I give you the password, listen to me carefully. When the server's online, you can use it as long as I'm not tuning in there. That's it. Because there's no chat. I'm not gonna enable the chat. So everybody that's watching, they're gonna think it's the admin tuning. That's it. So it's gonna be you tuning in there, but you can't tell anybody that you have the password. Because what's gonna happen is when you get the password, people are gonna start harassing you for it. And I don't want that to happen. We don't want that to happen, right? We don't want people harassing you for my password. Because the minute you give away that password, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to change it, and then I'm going to ban you for life. That's it. You're going to get, I'm going to wave the magic wand, and you're going to get banned. So, because my server is never coming back without a password. I'm only going to do password users only. So you're going to be the first one and the only one other than me. Because I go in there right now, I'm in there with my password. I'm in there with the password. That's it. So right now is one person, people can lurk in there. That number can go up to whatever. I don't care. That number can go up to 100. I don't care. But only one person is going to be able to tune this, me or you. Me or you, that's it. That's it. In the future, if anybody else might be interested, that's a subscriber to my channel. They can ask me, and they better give me a good reason why, because I'm not going to give it to anybody. I don't want to give like 10 people my password. I don't want to do that. I only want to give it to about 4 or 5 people, maybe. And that's it. I don't want to give it to, because I don't want people fighting inside each other either with the password. So I'm going to give it to you. You're going to enjoy the radio. But you better keep your mouth shut. You better keep your mouth shut. Listen to me, kiddo. I know how kids are. And you're going to be like the exclusive member of my club. Okay, kiddo? If you mess that up, you're going to be out of that club with a ban. You see the difference? So remember, it's a big responsibility to keep your mouth shut. Enjoy the radio and don't tell people on another chat, because I go to the other servers and I read everything you guys post. I read what, when you guys when they're talking about, oh, Danny shut down his server, blah 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 blah. I read all that. I go to every server and I read all the chat. I read all the chat. I sit and read while I'm sipping my whatever. I'm in there reading when I'm doing my other work. So right now, you're gonna be the only one. Yeah, and when you make your own server, that's fine. That's your business. That's your business. Do whatever you want. What you want to give it. You want people to go in there and hog up your server. That's fine. Not my server. My server is private for now on. Remember, I'm not listed in the map no more. I got rid of that. So I'm gonna also give you the URL to the. Don't use the IP no more, because I'm gonna give you the URL directly to it. Okay, it's a domain name. I have it here set up on my server to forward a domain name to that IP address, because I could disconnect that router and leave it for disconnect for a few hours and I'll get a different IP address. Don't go by the IP address. I see people trying to connect still with the old the IP address. That's fine, but it's not gonna last forever. I'm gonna give you the host name. So it's gonna be a URL like host name port 8080, and then right there it's gonna connect you direct to the server. So you don't have to go to the. Plus, I'm not listed in the map, so the map is a waste of time. When you look at the map, what's missing? This guy's missing, right? Because now I'm not listed in the map no more. I don't want every time. I don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry going into my server no more. I'm done with that. I tried it, and people abused it. No more. Now it's invitation only. So you are number one invited to use the server. Don't give away the password. I'm gonna say it 3 times. Number 1 rule: what? Don't give away the password. Number 2, don't tell anybody you have the password. And number 3, don't abuse it. And what I mean by that is I don't want you to be in there 24/7, leaving windows open, all that. I want you to go in there, listen to whatever, and get the hell out. Because I'm going to go in there and check. I'm going to listen to it once in a while, the radio too. And I don't want you tuning in. IDX in there. Remember that. IDX in there. If I'm DXing in there, you come in there and you change the band on me, I will boot you out of there, and that's it. So same rule applies. Just because you think nobody's in there, make sure, there's no chat now. You have to wait. If I'm tuning, that means get the hell out. If somebody else is tuning, that means me. If I'm tuning, don't come in. That's it. When you go in, wait about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. If nobody's tuning, plus it'll be 0. It's going to be 0 anybody. If I'm not there, 0 most likely. I don't know. If I'm tuning, don't go in there and show my video. Because I can tell you, a couple of people did that before, and then that's it. I'm done. That's why I'm doing this. Because I shoot videos. Unlike you, I make videos of all this. And they're on the video, they're on the website. A couple of catches. I was making videos last night. I thought I heard Cuba yesterday. Cuba. I think I heard Cuba on it was a 92 point. I forgot what. I have the video on it, but I couldn't get no ID and all that. And then also I did pick up another station. So I've been picking up stations. Yeah, Cuba. I had Cuba. I heard the Cuban is it Rebelde? I heard the jingle and all that. So I heard Cuba, but I couldn't verify. I couldn't get a strong enough signal because it kept fading in and out. No, it's not rare. It's not rare. I got Florida. So if I can get Florida, Cuba's it's not rare. I got Jamaica. Did you not see my video on Jamaica? I caught a radio station in Jamaica. I already got a Jamaican FM station on video. I have, of course, the Tampa, Florida the other day. And yeah, you haven't been watching my videos. Shame on you. See? Shame on you. The people that I'm trying to help don't even watch my videos. Check that out. Should I give him the password for that? He has not even checked out my videos. Wow, you have not checked out any of my FMDXing videos the last few weeks? Wow, shame on you, bro. Now I'm thinking about giving you the password now because you don't watch my videos. Anyway, it's not rare. It's not rare because you know why? I'll tell you why. I learned this from medium wave DXing. And here's a tip. Here's a tip for you. The same stations that I pick up on medium wave, the same patterns, you're gonna get a lot of those patterns on FM. You know why? Because I'm near the water. I'm near the water. The Hudson is right there, and that goes all the way up to the open ocean. So the fact that I'm near the water, I'm gonna get always the number one pattern I'm gonna get is a lot of skip happens over water. So if you look at the map and you look at the catches that I get, is over water. A lot of it is over water. Because I'm right there at the tip of the I'm right next to New York City. I'm right hugging the Hudson River's right there, hugging it. That goes into the open sea. So that's why I'm able to get southeast, because open water. And that's why I'm able to eat. Medium wave was the same way. Medium wave, I get Cuba all the time on medium wave. Even though last year I didn't get much. Actually, I should have said I did get Cuba. Cuba medium wave, I get it all the time. Florida, I get medium wave. So I do get. So if I get, and by the way, that day I could, if I would have tuned in more stations, I would have got a whole bunch of Florida stations. Because TV Radio 1972, on the same time he got his, I could have posted down the dot. I would have got that. That's another reason why I want to keep it private. Because if I'm gonna tell you, once you get, and you should FMDX. I know I learned this. You should know this. When you get a particular state, you're probably gonna get a bunch of stations at the same time. You don't get one station; you get a bunch of them. You just got to tune down the dial and start. That's what I'm saying. So Florida, that day that I picked up Tampa, I probably picked up Miami, Orlando, all that region there. But I didn't sit down and recorded all that. That's why I want to keep it private. Because I like the map. You see how it is when I did it? The map shows you. It's a visual. People like the visual stuff too. They don't want to just hear it. Anybody can go hear it. But then when you see it on the map, when you see that map, that line goes all the way down, that's what makes the video cool. So you gotta, use your head when you want to make a video. You want to be able to use the map. That's why I like the live map on this thing. If for example, I can listen to this by myself, but I don't get the map. You see what I'm saying? That's why I have it hooked up, because I like the map. In real time, does it for me. You see what I'm saying? I like the map for that. That's the reason why I have it hooked up right now. Otherwise, why would I want to share it at this point? But it's the map. The live map thing is cool. I like that feature. So that's why when I make the video, I show the live map, and I go here, and I go there. That's what makes the video cool. So like I said, man, I'm a rookie at this, bro, but I'm good at it. I'm really good at it. You see? I'm getting good at it, but I'm learning fast. But I'm learning fast, and that's good. You know what? I'm learning. But you know what helps too? The live map. I like what because I say, oh my God, that confirms it. Not only the RDS, but the live map. When I see the live map, and it tells you sometimes when you go to the bottom, if it identifies the whole, it tells you how many kilometers away. It tells you right there, bam. It tells you, bam, right there. That's what I like about it. That's why that's the only reason why I'm keeping it online. Because I'm still DXing. Now after the summer, I'm gonna probably take it offline. Because at that point I'm gonna be doing other stuff. So it's not gonna stay on all summer. It's not gonna as soon as maybe whenever I'll and by the way, I'm not gonna have it on every day, all day. I don't want to have it on all day anymore. I'm done with that too. So if it's not on, it's because maybe I'm giving it a break. All right. I don't want you to message me and say, "Oh my God," because it's annoying. When people, it's annoying. It is. I'm sorry. Well, your server's down. Yeah, I know it's down. Hello, I know. I took it down. So, yeah, don't do that, please. Yeah, don't do that because it's annoying. Sorry. I know you. I know people don't like to hear that, but it's annoying. So don't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna leave it on all day. Right now, of course, I'm in there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna check my email, and I'm gonna see if ta-da. Let me see. I'll check it right here. Let me check. No, not that account. My other account. Sorry. Oh, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Let me check on. It might be in the spam folder. Nope, nothing yet. Okay. Well, there you go. Nothing yet on my email. Okay. There you go. Let me close this one. All right. There you go. You have the Hartford what? Password? I posted it on Danny's radio and tech. Yeah, I know his server's open. I know that. I don't care. That doesn't pertain to anything we're talking about here. I can care about them. It's good for you. I don't care. Did you send me an email? It's all over my social media. Oh my God. Oh God. Please don't make me regret it already. Let me type it. I'm gonna type it in here. Relax. I'm gonna type in the email. Email. That's my email that's my social media email for all my channels. I have a personal one, but I don't give that one out to any. I don't give it out. That's for. This is where everybody contacts me. So I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna wait for your email for another 5 minutes, and then I will be moving on. By the way, easy to remember password. I'm giving you a hint. Of course, that could change in the future. Yeah. No, and I'm serious. If I see anybody else dialing in there, tuning, and it's not you, I will ban you and that person, and that'll be it. There'll be no coming back from that. That you only get one chance. People that know me, people that know me all my life know that I give people chances. But if you blow that chance, I kick you off that circle so fast. There's no coming back. I don't care how much begging, crying. Remember that kid that was annoying me for months just to come in the chat? Did he ever come back in the chat? No. When I close that door, it's closed shut. So don't disappoint me. Don't make a fool out of me, because that'll be the end of that. All right, see your email here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna reply. Hello. Okay. And your email is okay. I'm not gonna say your email, but I see it. Okay. Okay. That looks like you. Not a fake email. Okay, that looks like you. All right. I just send you the right here. Like 1, 2, 3. Bam. There you go. I just sent it to you. Don't ask me uppercase, lowercase, just the way it is. Please don't ask me if it's uppercase, lowercase, or whatever. Just the way it is the way it is. And that's it. All right. I don't want hint. I don't want to give people hints. If you ask me something like that, I will delete that and that'd be it. So don't ask me, is it lowercase, uppercase, is it no. The way it is, the way it is. You can copy and paste it. There you go. Easy to remember. And that's it. Okay, I see you. Okay, I see you logged in with, look, here you go. I'm gonna show you. See, look, and that's how I know. Look. When you log in with a password, this is what happens. Logged in with tune permissions. So there you go. So now you logged in with tune permissions. And that's how I know it's you. If somebody ever goes in there with tune permissions, listen to me. If I ever see somebody goes in there with tune permissions and it's not you, you better have a good explanation. Because only 2 people can go in there with 2 permissions. Me, Yonkers, New York, and now you in Connecticut. If I see another person in there with 2 permissions, that means you gave it up. So don't do it. Don't think if you don't listen to me. I know how kids are. I know how you kids are. Listen to me. Don't go to church and say, yo, I'm gonna give you my password. But don't tell anybody that I gave it to you. Don't tell anybody that I gave it to you. I'm still going to find out because I can see it right here. If another city or another country goes in there with tune permissions, that means they got my password. And the only way they're going to get my password is through who? Me or you. So don't think you're going to snow this old man and say, just when you go in there, make sure nobody's on and make sure you didn't get it from me, and don't tell anybody. That's not gonna work because I can see everything right here. I can see who's tuning in with permissions. And of course, right now I have it on 10-10 wins. But of course, I'm gonna stop mine.
The Fed building yesterday, meeting publicly with Chair Jerome Powell.
Okay, so now you can tune in, even though I'm still on there. But you can tune in. I'm gonna put the SDR play now. So I'm gonna close mine. I'm gonna close mine because I'm gonna go to SDR play. I'm gonna open up my SDR. My SDR actually. So I'm gonna have 10-10 wins on my SDR. Just give me a couple of seconds for it to load. So you can tune in there now. But now I know, you see, when somebody go in there with tune permissions, that means they have my password. Okay, so if I see another country, another state, or anything, and they go in there with tune permission, that means either it was compromised or you gave it to them. Now, of course, when I do give a password to anybody else, I will let you know, and now I'm gonna let that person know that only you and that person has a password, and me, because I'm the admin. I have the password. Of course, I'm the one that created it. So remember that. Let me connect to my. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Oh, wait a minute. I want to connect to that one. I want to connect to mine.
Eastbound and westbound is in very good condition.
So that's my SDR.
751. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Watching the temperature rise, watching the humidity rise. We've got a hot and steamy day ahead. We're talking dangerous heat. This isn't fun barbecue heat. This is just plain dangerous. Our visit with heat.
So that's my SDR.
Going to be brief only today, but it's warned of the heat advisory for the city and environs from 11 this morning through 8 this evening, with an extreme heat warning for the northeast New Jersey suburbs. Temperature will get up to 97 this afternoon. That would.
Oh, hello, James Farley. Now my SDR is 1 hour time limit for now. So my SDR, up to 3 people can connect to my SDR. So this radio right now, nobody can connect to it unless it's private and have a password. So I just gave one to Chicopee. And James Farley, I know you're here. So if you want to connect, the best way to do it actually is the SDR. SDR. Because SDR, after an hour, they get released. SDR is actually much better with the SDR. I like the SDR better, actually. The only thing the SDR does not have is a live map to show you, you know. And plus the SDR, the good thing about the SDR is you can tune all the way up to 260 megahertz. So you can go from 530 AM band all the way up to 260. So if you want to hear the weather band, you can go there. SDR. Chicopee, when you get your computer and you set up your SDR, you want to hear weather or the weather band, you can go there. The antenna actually picks up one weather channel. My antenna actually picks up one weather channel, so you can go there. On medium wave, you're only going to get some of the strongest signals. I plan to get a U-loop. For the, or not, I'm going to hook this up. Well, not this one. I'm going to hook up the SDR to the end fed in the fall. In the fall later on. So if anybody want a DX medium wave, if you want a DX medium wave in the fall, then the SDR. And also, you want to listen to shortwave, SDR. Okay? And, you know, of course, FM on the end fed, you're not going to hear anything. You're going to hear a couple of strong signals, that's it. I tried it. I tested it out. It's not, you know. Maybe the U-loop later on, if I put it on the roof, it might be. But U-loop is not the best antenna for all around. I mean, it's okay. But right now, medium wave DX, right now, summertime, I have both of them. The SDR2, I have them both. I disconnected my Sony from here. So right now, the SDR is right here. This is the SDR for FM. But the SDR is set up that you could go all the way up to weather band, okay? Beyond weather band, if you want to hear that too. So this is the SDR. This is the TF6686. I need to get another pigtail for. I have this contraption right now. Just for the summer. So there you go. Excuse me. Oh. I ate like two cupcakes, and that's really messing me up right now. So anyway, you're in there. Well, anyway, enjoy. Well, you know. But like I said, if I just reboot the server or if I take it down for a few hours, please don't message me saying that your server is down. It's annoying. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Please, it really is annoying. I know it's down. I'm the one that put it up. Hello. Now, yeah, I know. Same here. It's gonna be too high. Anyway, James Farley, if you want to listen to the SDR, do you have an SDR already? You have an SDR, right? You have an SDR? Have you ever used an SDR? Anyway, for this, you don't need to own an SDR. You just got to install the software. You could use SDR Sharp. If you look at the video, just download SDR Sharp, install it from AirSpy, and when you go down to you set up the radio, you know, you're gonna put AirSpy server network. Anyway, so you have the software. The main thing is the software. SDR Sharp. Okay, so then you know how to use it. You know how to use it. So you know how to use SDR Sharp. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get at. So you're not like completely deer in headlights. Because when you gotta explain something new to somebody, it's like, what? What's the SDR? What's the SDR? So of course, this is the Danny Show, people. So please subscribe to the Danny Show. Thank you. All right. So what else? Yeah, it's gonna be hot today. Today's gonna be. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna stream on Danny Shortwave and Radio DX until after Labor Day. So of course, this week we didn't go on vacation. I already talked about that before. Of course, I was muted all the time. I didn't know, but I'll talk about it real quick now. My son just didn't want to go anywhere. He wants to stay home. So, and my wife goes back to work tomorrow. She was off this whole week. We were supposed to be in Niagara Falls. We didn't go. But anyway, I'm going to be streaming in other channels. So if you want to watch me on any other channel other than, because I'm not going to be on Danny Shortwave. I posted videos there. I will post videos on it. But I'm not doing a live stream on Danny Shortwave until after Labor Day. So what you're going to do is, can I have my mouse, please? Holy fucking Roni. Holy fucking Roni. I'm going to pin the message. There we go. If you want to follow me on all my social media and my other channels, go to that pin message up there. allmylinks.com/Dan1 allmylinks.com/DANTHEONE. All my links are there to all my social media. All my channels are there. Because right now I'm doing the Danny Show. But tomorrow I may be at Danny's, I don't know. Got to keep people guessing. But I will not be on Danny Shortwave until after Labor Day. So I'm giving my other channel some love. Danny's Diecast Collection. Danny Finance. DIY Danny. I know you're subscribed. I know James. I mentioned that to him that you're subscribed to most of my channels. But now I want you to subscribe to all my channels. All my channels that are there, subscribe to them. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and do it right now. Just go ahead and do it right now because, I'm gonna, I just gave Chicopee a password to the CF6686 server. And one criteria to get that password, if you want it in the future, is you gotta be subscribed to all my channels. That's it. No exception. So to get the password for this box, you can tune, because right now this one is not public no more. I made this one private. The SDR, you can tune in whenever you want. But this one is private and password only. So right now I gave it to Chicopee. Let him enjoy for today, whatever. And at some point, I'm gonna give away. I'm gonna probably give away maybe three more passwords, maybe, and that's it for the TF6686 radio. And that's it. I already shared it with the public. It wasn't good. It was fucking annoying. Too many crybabies. Too many annoying people dealing with. People emailing me, complaining about every fucking thing. So I got fed up with it. You see what happened, folks, when people when people annoy. When you annoy me, I just fucking zero you out of my life. That's it. You get blocked, or you get banned, or I just won't even fucking pay attention to you. That's it. You'll disappear. That's it. That's the way I deal with people. Everyday life. You annoy me, you know, I'll just say fuck off. That's it. Sorry. Just to, I'm keeping it real. Time is a commodity. I don't have too much. I don't have time to be listening to complaints about a free fucking radio server. Appreciate the fact that people gave you a radio to listen to. But that didn't work out well, did it? Now it's private. Now it's only password only. And now nobody knows about it. Only Chicopee and you now. And whoever watches this channel. That's it. And because I don't want 100 people begging for the password, because I'm not giving it to everybody. I know that Brooklyn got connected all the time. I didn't ban him this time, but he's not gonna get my password because he's annoying. He's annoying. I can see he's just one of those fucking annoying people. The first time I banned him, oh, you banned me. I had too many. I told him because you had too many fucking windows open. That's why I banned you. And what he does, he fucking does it again. And that's when I shut it down a few days ago. I got fed up. So now I'm not gonna give him the password. I'm only gonna give the password to a few people, maybe 3 more people, and that's it. That's the absolute limit. I may even charge people for fucking passwords. How about that? That should be a novel idea. 1 year purchase on PayPal. You give me for like $50 for the whole year. That's it. I'll give you a password. $1 $50 donation, and I'll give you the password. Maybe I'll do that. Right now, I'm letting Chico people use it because you know what? He's been, always he's been hanging out there all the time. So I let him enjoy it. But he's an exception right now for me. He reminds me of my son. That's why I But don't get me wrong though. Don't take that for granted, boy. Don't take that for granted. Don't try to know the old man. Remember that the old man is always slicker than the young buck. Remember that. All you young bucks out there, remember that. Remember that. Remember that. So while all these other guys scramble around to get a server, now you have pretty much unrestricted server in New York City. So you better be thankful that you're welcome. Be thankful that this guy's looking out for you. I should be the coolest YouTuber ever right now to you. Because I don't, people know, they know me in my channel. They know I don't go all out like this for one person. For me to go out all like this for one person is because you know what? You struck a chord in me. And that's it. But learn that lesson in life. You're not gonna. I learned that a long time ago by many people. I'm gonna tell you like this. There's gonna be this many people in your life. In your whole life. There's gonna be this many people in your whole life that's gonna impact your whole life. How you treat these people, how you treat these people, how you treat this handful of people is how your life is gonna determine whether you're going this way or this way or this way. And I have people like that. I have people that a couple of them, I wish I wouldn't have messed up the relationship. And then it happened to me. Many people had me on their circle and they fucked it up. After they got what they wanted, they used it and abused it. So be good to the people that help you out in life. And don't waste your time on the people that don't give a fuck about you. And learn that from me right now. One more time. Be thankful and also be good to the people that help you out. And the people that don't give a fuck about you, cut them off. Cut them off. Don't waste your time on them anymore. Don't waste your time on them. Because they're going to take you down that rabbit hole where it's going to be nothing but misery. You're not going to change people like that. You're not going to change people like that. Selfish people, cut them off. Any selfish people in your life, cut them off. There you go. Because those are your people. Those are the people that are gonna want to be your frenemy. You ever heard of that term, frenemy? Even though they think they're your friend, and all they do is backstabbing you behind your back. They trying to, I don't know, cheat on, they trying to, they're trying to hook up with your girlfriend, or they're trying to, backstab you in other ways. Yeah, we have people like that all the time in our life. You need to recognize them. You need to recognize them and cut them off. That's it. It'll make your life a lot better. You'll be a lot more richer, a lot more healthier life, and a lot better off in life without people like that in your life. You'll tap into your unlimited potential. My unlimited potential. If I were to listen to everybody that says, you doing a YouTube channel? You too old. You doing a YouTube channel? You're not funny. I would never have 15 channels. And all the social media I have and all this stuff. I would never had an audience. I would have been sitting at home rocking on my way. You want me to rock on my chair? Don't listen to those people. And touching people from all ages, right? All ages. Him, and so on. You know what I'm saying? Him, young kid, and older people. I touch people from all ages. All ages. So don't tell me I don't have nothing to offer people. Those are the people you don't listen to. Don't listen to those people. Don't listen to those people. All right? I know that Chickapee. I know, but I'm reiterating what some people have said. We are playing dodgeball. Hey, I don't know what you mean by dodgeball. Yeah. So Chickapee Radio, so little update on my server that I will save up for the TF6686 radio. Then when I start my server, I will start with a whip antenna. Yeah, you could start you could just put the whip antenna. Especially if you have it near the window, you can put the whip antenna. On TV Radio 1972 made a lot of great catches. He makes a lot of great catches with the whip antenna only. You don't need a fancy outdoor antenna to FMDX. FMDX, when the signal's coming in, you can pick it up. You can pick it up with a whip antenna. So for FMDXing, you don't really need it. I just like to have an outdoor antenna because you know what? I can put one. It's actually the preferred method because I'm in the basement. So here in the basement, for me to put a whip antenna, it's in the basement. So I'm partially underground. So that's why. But if you live in a building, you live in a fourth floor, whatever, or even on the second floor, and you're near a window, yeah, you have a whip antenna. That's fine. You don't need a fancy setup. I just a fancy type of guy. That's why I do this. That's all. But if I lived in an apartment, I would at least try to put an antenna in the window. I don't know. I know if I lived in an apartment, I would at least try to put some kind of antenna in the window. Knowing me, I would have done something. At least put it in the window or something. Maybe sticking out the window. I don't know. Yeah. I will start with, and then I will try my channel master outdoor. Oh, you have a channel master outdoor. Okay. Yeah. Well, for FMDXing, I have this one, the loop. The FM, it's like a double loop, whatever. But my TV antenna, I have this RCA one on the roof. I tried that one, hooking up to the radio. It's not that, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good antenna, but this is meant for TV. Now, this one, I can pick up 92 TV channels. Behind me, I could pick up 92 channels with this antenna. But on FM is a good antenna. It's better than the whip antenna, but it's not better than this antenna. It's not better than the FM folded dipole loop. No, that this antenna kicks that antennas. It's like way more stations. Way more stations. So I was looking into maybe getting a replacement for it later, and I probably will later on. I was looking into the I saw one that was I think it was a 5-element periodic FM antenna. It was about $40. Was it 5-element? I think it was 5-element periodic antenna. I saw one. It was at a website. I think I could have bought it for about. I think total would have been around $49. I could have got one. But I didn't buy it because I ordered. I bought a new telescope. I bought another telescope because I want to take my son outside, and I'm trying to get him out the house. Because I have I have the National Geographic telescope, which is a nice telescope. It's okay. It's a beginner telescope. The only issue I have with that telescope is that the legs, the tripod is kind of flimsy. He's not very stable. And my son, he's not tall yet. He's 10 years old. So I'm thinking about, I use that one, the National Geographic. And then the one that I bought, I'll show you the one that I ordered. It's going to be here in a few days. It's from Celestron. Celestron telescope. I'll show you. Let me put it up over here. I'll show you. I paid about $50 for it. $50. It's like one of those desktop telescopes. I'll put the picture up. Give me a minute. Let me wish I had a bigger picture. Anyway, it's like this one. Let me get one with the stand. Anyways, that one. This one I hate the picture. Okay, that picture behind is bigger. Let me just I'll just let me just zoom in the there you go. That looks big enough. Yeah. So I bought that one. I got it from. Yeah, I didn't know about these. These are actually good. And that's a good brand. That's a Celestron. Celestron, for those of you who don't know telescopes, Celestron is a very top-notch brand of telescopes. So this is for people like me, and I don't know about you, but I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner when it comes to stargazing. Even though I used to we had telescope when I was a kid, but I always wanted a Celestron. That's a 76 millimeter. That one is about you put on a tabletop. The reason why I like that one, because that one you don't need fancy the little guide scope, and you have to really, that one you can just move it around, point it where you want to point it to, and boom. You don't need to do all this other stuff with it. Columnation, whatever, whatever this, whatever. That one, that's what like people like just me and you. We want to put it down, look at the moon. Right, with that one, you can look at the moon, or you just change the eyepieces. I have a few of them here. I'll show you the one. Let me bring them over here. I'll show you. Because if you have other telescopes, like for example, I have the National Geographic one, which is wider than that one, but it's on a tripod. It's bigger, and it came with eyepieces. It came with these, like this one. This is a 26 millimeter. See, it has a wider. wider view. So I can use these eyepieces there too. You can use them between them. So this is a Plazo. That's the brand called Plazo. This is a 26 millimeter. So that one I can use it here. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's, by the way, on eBay you can get it cheaper. That's brand new one. That's a brand new price, $63. But on eBay, I seen them $40-something on eBay. I got mine total for about 53. I think it was $53.52. I forgot what the price. So he just shipped it out today. I should get it. I should get it in a few more days. And then this is another eyepiece. This is for my National Geographic one. This is a 9.7 millimeter. You see, it's more narrow. The reason why it's more narrow is because you don't want too much light. You see how this one is very narrow? So when it's narrow like that, it's a narrow focus of view, but you don't get much light. So this one, if you want to see like Jupiter or Saturn or even a nebulae, Orion Nebula, something like that, this one would actually be better. Now, if you got a real dark sky, then you can get away with this one. The wider one. You can get away with this one. See how wide that is? This one offers more field, but more light. So people think, you get a 25 millimeter, that's actually better. No, it's good for the moon. The moon, you're going to see more of the moon. But if you want to get close to the moon and you want to see it better, then you have something called Barlow. I have it upstairs at 2 times. It multiplies that. It goes in between. It goes in between, actually, So, I'm learning about this stuff. I'm learning. I know I sound like a geek already, but I'm not. I'm not a telescope geek. So this one, I'm gonna use these eyepieces. This only comes with, I think the one I got only comes with one because that's an open box one that I got. I think he got it from an estate sale. But when you buy this one, the brand new one, it comes with 2 of them. I think it comes with 2 of these. It might come with 3 pieces. But you can buy these separately. You can buy them on Amazon. They're not expensive. You can keep buying them. I plan to buy more eyepieces. And, different ones because different, for different views. Because I want to have my son, like with that one, I can have that one on a table and my son and my wife can look at that one. When I look at the other one, because the other one is taller and it's more, the bigger one is more of a hassle to aim it because it's tripod and it's not stable. And, and also you got to take that in mind when you're looking at stuff like that. Remember, the earth is spinning. And so everything moves. So you always got to be moving it if you want to stay with it. Like you leave it here and then a few minutes later, you're going to have to move the telescope a little bit again because everything moves in the sky, So people think that you put the telescope there and look at the moon, it can be 4 hours. No. It stays up there for certain, and then it keeps moving. It moves and moves and moves and moves. Because the earth is spinning one way, the moon is going this way, you know what I mean? So you got to keep that in mind. So that one at least is it's very good for beginners. Because that one, you don't need a finder scope. You really don't need it. You can put one on it. By the way, you can put a finder scope on it, but you don't need it. I mean, for most things, you don't need it. The main thing about any of this stuff is you got to have the darkest sky as you can. Okay? In other words, not under street light. Try to avoid the street lights. Like in my house, in my backyard, I have an area in the backyard that's very dark. The trees kind of, block the street light. So you got to be in an area where it's very dark. You can see better. You can see more distant stars and things like that. So, and by the way, that I have a phone mount for that. So I have a mount that you put your smartphone on there and you can take pictures. Yeah. So I have a smartphone thing, a mount. You put it on it and you put your phone there. It has suction. It has like suction cups, like suctions. And you put it in, you put the camera into that thing and you can take pictures. And you can maybe video. And I haven't done that yet. I want to do that too. I want to take real good pictures of the moon. and things like that, So you can do that too. And this one is portable. You can put that in a bag. So when you travel, the other one I can't take it with me. It's too much stuff. This one you could put it and travel with this one. Like when you go on vacation, you could take that one with you, and you can look at stuff. And by the way, it's not. By the way, it's not only the stargazing. If you like bird watching, you can put that in your windowsill and look at birds and stuff like that. Bird watching. Not peeping Tom stuff, please, people. Nah, no, not that. Not watching, not spying on your neighbors. Don't do that. Don't do that stuff. It's creepy. Don't do that. Bird watching, even pointing in the sky and watch a plane go by. You can see the plane up close with that. Flying planes nearby. I can put that up in the sky. If a plane's flying by, I can just, maybe take pictures of a plane or a helicopter flying by, whatever. If it's gonna go fast, but you get what I'm saying. So that's good for that, for a beginner, for entry level guy, and plus you're not spending hundreds and not thousands of dollars on that. This is more for entry level. You want to look at the moon, you can get nice pictures of the moon with that. That one you could be able to see Saturn on a good night. You can see at least the rings of Saturn and maybe take a picture of it. It's a little blurry, but at least you get Saturn. Jupiter. The other one, I know the other one. I seen Jupiter on that one with the 4 Galilean moons. So when you look at Jupiter, you're gonna see the moons right outside. It's like 4 moons that you can recognize right away. So not only see Jupiter, but you see the moons that are around it. I with that one I seen. So this one is probably gonna be just as good. And also some stars and some like Orion Nebulae, things like that. Maybe a galaxy. I don't know if but yeah. Okay, so you got your house is very okay. Yeah, you just make sure that when if you want to watch stars like that, you have to just don't do it in a street light. A lot of people don't know that. The darker the sky, the better. Like if you go to the country where there's not a lot of street lights, that's the best places. Like I remember my sister-in-law's house, where she lived in Brewster, New York. And the backyard is very dark, almost pitch black dark. That's a perfect place to take something like that. You put it in the back, you put it on a table, let the kids look at the moon, let the kids look at, get them interested in astronomy. It's nice. And what kid doesn't love to look at a telescope? Name me one kid that doesn't love to look at a telescope for a few minutes and see the moon up close and things like that, right? I mean, I know I loved it, but my brother, my oldest brother, one of my older brothers, Wayne, he bought a telescope. I was very like 9 years old. And we didn't know about it. We took it outside in the street and we couldn't see anything on it. Then one day we went on the roof and we looked at the moon. That's the first time I saw the moon on a telescope, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with telescopes ever since. And I remember as a kid, I used to look at these magazines. I actually took out a book. I had it all this time, and I don't know what happened to it. I think I took it back to the library a few years back. Well, when I say a few years, I'm about decades back. I had a book on telescopes. It was all about telescopes. Remember going to the library, you would just get books. So I had a book on telescopes. So I read that book cover to cover. I looked at it I read that book, skimmed it cover to cover many times over. I would drool at the stuff that they had in there. They had stuff on people build their own telescopes. I'm talking about like real big telescopes. And then I remember this company, it was mentioning in the Edmund Scientific. So I went and ordered a catalog. And when I ordered that catalog, I fell in love with this brand. Celestron. That's the brand. That's one of the top brands in telescopes. It's Celestron. And I drew those little Celestron telescopes. They're like desktop they're big. They're like 100 something millimeter wide, but they're like that. on a desktop. And when I looked at the prices on those things, there's no way I could afford it as a kid. Even my mother, my mother was on welfare. We're talking about $2,000 telescopes, thousands of dollars. Seriously, man. And I always drooled about owning one of those. I still never owned one of those. Maybe someday I'll buy one of those. But right now, I'm getting into the hobby. So this is my second telescope now. When it arrives here. So I have the National Geographic. I'll show you that one too. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's upstairs. I'm gonna bring it down I'll probably bring it down today and have it over there. But I'm still clearing out space over there. Now the one that I have is a National Geographic. I'm using this mouse for this. I got so many mice. Oh my God. National Geographic. There you go. Let me try this one. Yeah, so that's the one I have. Let me open up this one. Let me get a better picture. Oh God.
From our National Geographic series, the Explorer NT114CF Newtonian.
Yeah, I know. Whoops. That happens to me, especially when I'm doing a live stream. Anyway, that's the one that I have now. That thing, that's the phone mount. That's the suck. You put the phone right there. You can put your smartphone there and take. That's the one I have upstairs. Wow, whoops. Yeah, I know. So that's the one I have. Yeah, so that one too, I got it on sale. That one I got it on sale. On that one, I think it was a Sam's Club. That was selling it for $49.99. So that one, but that one, the only problem I have with that one is the tripod. It's kind of flimsy. So you gotta. I used it. It's carbon fiber. The body's carbon fiber. That's 117 millimeter. But that one is a little lot bigger than what I'm getting. But that one is okay. That one of course I seen Jupiter in that one. I seen a few stars with it. Not the best because my yard too. I don't have that much area where it's dark. That one, if you look around, you could probably get it for about $100. $100. I seen that, but I got mine for $49. It was a clearance. Yeah, it was $49.99. Brand new, and it came with 3 eyepieces. These are 2 of them. And then the Barlow. It has the Barlow 2 times. That one is still up there on the telescope. So I'm gonna bring that down in a couple of days. And that's the one I have upstairs. So that way, when we go outside in the backyard, I'm gonna be on this one. And my wife and son, they'll use the Celestron on a table. And so now I have 2 telescopes in my collection. Yeah, I'm collecting telescopes now. So there you go. So yeah, so I definitely if you could I prefer that you get the Celestron first. If you're not familiar with, if you don't have the patience to do all that, the azimuth and all that, because now this is, like I said, this is a beginner one too. This is another beginner one. As you get better, they have some, yeah. So like for you, I will get the desktop. Plus, that one I heard has a better lens than this one. It's a better lens. I'm talking about the mirror. There's a mirror in here and lenses. That one, the Celestron, is way better brand than this. So, and that one is just put on the table and you don't need. See, this one has a viewfinder right here. See that viewfinder? And it has a red light. It's not a laser. It's like a red light. but the viewfinder is not the best. It takes a little bit of move. It takes a little bit of you gotta have patience to find it because everything moves so fast. So that's good. But like I said, now to look at the moon, this is fine. But the moon is pretty big. You're not gonna miss the moon. This is good for the moon and stuff like that. I seen Jupiter with this, but you gotta move. You gotta be able to. But anything else, I have no luck because it's more of because of my environment. The yard is, I wish it was more pitch black. So and it came with these lenses. It came with this one and the other one. It's pretty good lenses, 26 millimeter. The lens alone on this like $20. So half of the price of that is this lens. This is a Plossel. This is a good brand. It's a PL 26 millimeter. See, it has a big area. This is good for like for the moon. Or if you want to see a wider view of the sky. So, if you shop around, you could get it for about, I seen them, like I said, I got mine on a clearance sale, $49.99, but let me see something. Again, I went over here. Yo, I'm gonna put the mouse over there. You put it over there away from me.
Hi, my name is Living in the Stars. I explore scientific. Today I'll be unboxing the Newtonian 114 panhandle mount telescope from the.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. That's what it is. That's the box. See how big it is? It's big. It's big.
After the outside packaging, you'll have all these boxes inside with all the accessories.
Let me skip.
Yeah. And you have to make sure this is extremely tight.
So yeah, that's just assembling video. You see how big it is? You see how big it is, right?
Now that you have your telescope on your base, you're gonna take.
That's the cover. It's on the cover.
And you're gonna slide that onto the
anyway,
box.
So that's the one. So she's assembling it. That's all. Anyway, so that one. See right here, he's selling for $149. But if you look around, Walmart has that one for $99. By the way. So Walmart right now, $99.99. You get that on Walmart. Right there. I'll put the Walmart link. So 99. Let me zoom in. So you see $99.99 in Walmart. Okay, so we're zooming all the way. Yeah, it's big. It's big. It's pretty good. So I got mine for $49.99 in Sam's Club. It was on sale like 4 years ago. So we snatched it. We said, yeah, this is good. It's good. It's a decent telescope. But the Celestron, I didn't know about that. And now I'm gonna have that one in a couple of days. I got that one from eBay. And I'm gonna have fun because the problem is I tried outside with that with my son. And he's not very patient. I understand. But with the other one, they could sit down and play around with it, look around. While this one, I'm really trying to focus on something distant. And they could be using the other one and looking at stuff and random stuff, whatever. So now I have two of them. So now I'm going to have the other one. And that's going to be fun, Fun for the whole family. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep making fun for the whole family. So there you go. Yeah, so this one is 114 millimeters. The Celestron is 76. Let me move this chair out the way. Actually, I'm gonna stand up. You know what? I got a standing desk. What am I doing? I got a standing desk. What am I doing? What am I doing, people? Just gotta make sure that this thing over here doesn't. There you go. Got a standing desk. Is it? The light over there. Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty good telescope, you know. It's pretty good. See, let me show you the eyepieces, all the accessories. Oh. See, look, you see, you got the that's the Barlow. That's the 2 times. That goes in between either one of these. That just multiplies it by 2 to those. That's for the phone. So that's for the phone. So when you put that, you put the phone there, and you can take pictures. And that's the finder. That's the finder. Okay. So you got a 26 millimeter and a 9.7 millimeter from Plossi. See, Plossi. That's a very good brand for lenses. Come on, people, smash the like button. Come on. I only see 1 like. Somebody's not liking my video. It's okay. So there you go. So anyway, yeah, so that one, if you shop around. That one, if you shop around. Also, the Celestron. The Celestron, that's a brand new one for $63. Oh, hello, Tasso. I hope you're doing well, my friend. See? So the Celestron is good too. Now one has a picture of the moon, but they have 2 other models. One has all the picture of the famous explorers, scientists, and then there's one for the national parks anniversary or something. But they're all the same telescope. So that one I'm gonna get in a couple of days. So I did not buy a new radio. I did not. Sorry, folks. I bought this telescope. I bought that telescope with the YouTube money. The YouTube money, I bought this telescope. And unfortunately, I spent it on this crap right here. Crappy podcast in a box. Disappointing with this cheap ass microphone right here. So, but at least I bought this. So now I can so now my wife and son can use this one. It's easier to use. And this one is much easier to use. This one you can put on a tabletop, just point it, and then when you want more, you take the eyepieces out. You could put this one in there. You could have put the Barlow, make it 2 times. Much easier, focus, easy, much easier than the other one. The other one you have to be more patient, and you really have to focus. So you see, 26 millimeter. You put it right there. You get a bigger field of view with this one. When you put this one, it's more light, so you're not gonna be able to see far. You're not gonna be able to see distant, like galaxies and all that with this one. This one is like for the moon. Or if you're bird watching. This one is great. If you're bird watching, this one is good. It's wider. So it's 26 millimeters wide. Now, when you want to see something like Venus or Jupiter, sorry about that. When you want to see like Venus or Jupiter or something like that, then you need something more narrow. Or if you want to see a Orion Nebulae, this one is more narrow. You see how small it is? This one you're gonna have to really squint, because this one lets in less light. Less light goes in this one. This one you can see darker, further objects. They're not gonna be big. They're gonna be very small too, but you're gonna be able to see it at least. So, like when you're looking at the moon, you don't want to look at this one. You don't want to use this one. It's very, You see, it's very narrow. This is for distant objects, and you want dark. You don't want light to get in there. Remember, light is in radio, right? Noise is the enemy. In astronomy, light is the enemy. You don't want light. You want dark. You don't want lighting. You don't want light pollution. Light, like street light or any light, that's not. Even moonlight. Oh, by the way, even the moon. For example, if you want to see deep galaxies, you don't want to do it on a full moon because the moon lights up too. You know that, right? The moon lights up the sky. So if you want to see something distant, it's best to do it when the moon is dark, like a new moon, right? New moon, the moon is dark. If you don't want to see the moon that day, you want to see other stuff, then when the moon is dark, it's actually better because the moonlight actually illuminates the sky. So if I want to see, for example, if I want to see like the Orion Nebulae or a good view of Venus or whatever, you don't want the moon to be out that night. You want the moon to be dark away, right? Then you could do it. You see what I'm saying? Light is the enemy for distant. Especially if you want to see like another galaxy. You got to be as dark as possible. Go to the darkest part of the backyard. Make sure the moon is not out that night. You know what I'm saying? Or if you live in the country, just go out there where you can see when you look up, everything lights up. It's like a Christmas. All right. But you're gonna need something with a narrower, excuse me. You're gonna need something with less light going in there. Very narrow. Narrow is the key because this doesn't let that much light in compared to that big one you saw that was wide open. Okay, remember that. So this is a 9.7 millimeter one. They have even 4 millimeter. That one that are narrower than that, 4 millimeter. You gotta squint. Yeah, like really squinting. But that one on a dark night, you can see like the, galaxy. Or even a black hole or something. I don't know. Something amazing, the horse head nebulae, whatever, or something like that. I don't know, I'm just saying, I never seen that yet. And by the way, with the phone mount, I could put it on this one too. It fits on both. The phone mount. With that phone mount, I could try to put it in the other one. It should fit. It's the same standard size. They got a little thumb screw right there. You tighten it up. And you can take pictures. Right? That's what you want. You want to take pictures too, right? I know I'm going to take pictures. You can take great pictures of the moon. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that is cool. I know, and I want to take pictures. So if you get something like this, I got mine on eBay for about $53 and change. You can get these for about $50 on eBay. This is a brand new one. That's why it's $63. But you can get these on eBay. So I finally bought one. I said, you know what? Because I didn't want to buy another TF Radio 6. My radio has been doing good. I got Florida the other day. I was gonna get a new antenna, but my antenna's been doing DX, FMDX. I've been doing good. I'm catching stuff, having fun. FMDXing, pretty cool. And Tesla, if you want to use my SDR, you can go ahead and use it. It's always open. All you have to do is install SDR Sharp, and the video shows you how to do it. It's easy. How to connect to the radios. But that one, the SDR, you can use that. If you connect the SDR, you can do AM. Although it doesn't sound that good at AM because there's only strong signals on AM. Oh, you could use thinking. Oh, you on a Mac. I don't know if GQRX. I think SDR Sharp. I mean SDR plus plus. SDR plus plus. They have. I think it's multi-platform. Yeah, SDR plus plus. I have to. I don't have a Mac, so I can't. I can't test it out. I mean, I don't have a working Mac. A newer one. I don't have. I have old ones, but they're not gonna work. I know GQRX. That's the software for the Mac. GQRX. That's the SDR software. That's for. That's not SDR Play. I'm talking about RTO SDR or SPI. Is GQRX. Actually, also for SDR Play. SDR Play. Now they have SDR Connect for the Mac, but or Linux. GQRX again for Linux or SDR plus plus. I think SDR plus plus also for the Mac, I believe. Let me look it up. I'll tell you right now. I can tell you right now. Let me I'll check right now. Let me see. Let me see. SDR plus plus. SDR plus plus. Let me just go to the website. Let me see. Yeah, cross-platform. Okay, let me check. So this is SDR plus plus. So the website is sdrpp.org. I'm gonna type it in there. Let me see. sdrpp.org. Right? And that one is multi-platform. So that one has, I'll tell you right now. Let me go check. Let me go to download. Yeah, so they have for the Mac. It's right there. Mac OS. They have Mac Intel, Mac ARM. So it's Mac Intel, Mac ARM. They have Debian. They have Ubuntu. They also have Raspberry Pi. Yeah, Raspberry Pi also, if you have a Raspberry Pi computer. And of course, Windows. They have Windows also, if you want to Windows. And the APK, Android. So also Android. So Android, if you have a phone or tablet, Android, you could SDR plus plus for Android. It's right there, APK. That's Android. It's right on the top. All right. So that's a multi-platform. So I believe when you open it up, I believe they might have an option to connect to the AirSpy network. Because a couple of people did connect to my AirSpy using SDR plus plus. I seen that on the thing. I could check right now. Let me see who's up. Yeah, so far it's only been me. But AirSpy network, I know I've seen it. Right now I nobody's on, it's only me. But I can show you. See, that's the AirSpy network. It's only me connected to it. The background, that's the T66, but this is the AirSpy network. So right now, when I see AirSpy plus, when I see SDR plus plus, I can see if there's Windows. Let me put it right there for a minute. I'll show you. I know I'm moving too much. Let it focus. Yeah, exactly. So in that case, SDR plus plus should have the same setup for the radio. So when you're setting up your radio, try to find the AirSpy network, and then from there it's the same way. Anyway, it's not focusing, right? So So you see right now it's only me. That's me. So I was already on for over an hour. It released me. So right now nobody's on. Right now nobody's on. But SDR plus plus, I seen a few people connect with it. I've seen a few people connect to SDR plus plus. I'm doing the radio show here now. I was about to talk about Hulk Hogan. He passed away, man. Hulk Hogan passed away yesterday. I'm just kidding. We can talk about whatever you guys. I'm just kidding. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I was talking for an hour. Nobody was on. For the first hour, nobody was on the chat. And my microphone was muted. So I spent an hour. I know Ozzy Osbourne too. That's another one that passed away. And of course, was that the musician? Is it Tony Mangione? Passed away yesterday. Yeah, it's great. And Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away. He, from the Cosby Show back in the 80s. The actor. He drowned in Costa Rica. Off the coast of Costa Rica, he drowned. Malcolm Jamal Warner. He's a good actor, African American actor. He was he's always a good actor. Yeah, I know it's weird. There's so many now. It's scary. It's scary. I was talking about it earlier, but of course my microphone was muted because I was trying to mess around with this piece of crap and that piece of crap microphone. Let's see. Let me just go like that. This is the one I bought at the TikTok shop. I bought that at the TikTok shop. So my advice to people is don't buy stuff in the TikTok shop. It's junk. $26 for pot. I'll show you the box. $26. I got a discounted because the first time I bought, that's the first time I bought anything from TikTok shop. So it came with the mic, yeah, professional. So it came with the microphone, the arm. I mean, for a starter kit, it's okay. I think for a starter kit, it's okay, but $26. I took a gamble on it. Because when I open up it works. It works. It's just that the microphone feels cheap. The box is still okay. The box it has sound effects on it. Yeah, right now I need to hook it up with some speakers. Because I need to hook that. I had to hook that up to the line in, and my wire's not that long. The wire that come with it is too short. So I'll probably hook it up. When I do another live stream, I'll hook it up. So I'll play around with it. You can hear it. I can hook up a speaker to it, maybe. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. And let me try something. I do have a speaker. It's not an amplified speaker, but let me try something. Hold on. Where's my little speaker right here? Let me try something. Let me try this. Let me see if it even does it. Hopefully I don't lose my audio. If I lose my audio, then I blame you. I'll blame you. I'm gonna talk right now. If I lose the sound, then let's see what happens. All right. First of all, can you hear me? I want you to hear me with this microphone before I start messing around with that one. Can you hear me right now? Okay. So now, let's see. I need to put the. Yeah, don't sound that loud though. Let me see. Anyway, I hooked it up with this so you can. Yeah, I need amplified speakers better, but I need to hook up to an amplified speaker. Now I don't have nowhere to plug the amplified speaker. I bring a different extension. This is not amplified. That's the problem. I need to have an amplified speaker. I said, what can I hook it up so you can hear it? Because I don't want to hook that up into the audio of the, because then it'll kill the. Awesome. You can hear it, but it's kind of low. So I'm gonna keep it because of the box, but I'm gonna hook it up to a different. I have to hook it up to another input because I can't use it for my main one. This microphone is USB. This microphone is USB. That's not USB. That's 3.5. And that's what, you know. Otherwise, I would have used it together, but I could use it separately. But I need to hook that up to my I'm gonna hook that up to the line in the sound card, and then I could be. But I don't have a long cable right now. I can't find one, and I don't want to do it in the middle of the live stream and fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? But you know it works. I mean, you know, you see it's on right now. I turned it on. Look, it's on. See? And that's on. So anyway, all right. Anyway, let me leave this over here then. I don't want to start pulling cables and messing it up. There you go. But I'll hook it up with some because I brought my amplifier speakers. I want to hear you hook it up here. I got speakers for here now. I brought it upstairs. But I didn't hook it up. But I'm gonna hook it up with this, and then next time when I do a live stream, I could play. It's gonna be loud. You hear it loud. But I don't have no plug. I brought a different. I brought a multi outlet power thing. So I gotta hook that one up. So I'm bringing everything down little by little. It's a lot. It's a lot of things I'm bringing down. It's a lot of stuff. So anyway, so yeah, I mean it works, and I have this. I can use this microphone. I can use it as a second microphone in case I want to interview somebody. You know, if anybody ever comes here and they want to interview, they can sit on that one and talk, and I'll be on. This is my main mic. It works. You know, it works everything. It's just that that's not gonna replace this mic. You see what I'm saying? But it works. It works. It's cheap because it's not the best material for the microphone. The box is metal, but the microphone. See, this microphone is metal body. It's metal. This is not cheap. I bought it separately. This is $10 or something. This is like $40 microphone. The arm I bought separately. Remember, I bought this over time. That one, everything is, you can tell this is cheap. The microphone is plastic. The thing around it is plastic. The arm is the only thing that's good about that is the arm. The arm is okay. So maybe the arm I could use it for a webcam. For now, I could put another webcam on it. I don't know. You know? And the box is okay, but it's not USB. All the inputs are 3.5 millimeter. It even came with earbuds. It came with these earbuds. It came with these earbuds to monitor. So you can monitor. So I can hear something first before I play it. So these are for monitor. They have all these different inputs in the back. They came with these earbuds. They sound good, but you know. I mean, $26 on a TikTok shop. You know, what do you think you're gonna get? It's not gonna be Yamaha shit. It's gonna be cheap. So that's what I used the money for that. And I bought the telescope, the Celestron. So anyway, SDR plus. You know, you could try and then you could connect to the other thing. Yeah, so I bought that one. So I bought that from eBay. So that's gonna be my telescope for my, you know, for my kid and my son. They're gonna have that on a tabletop in the backyard, and I'll use the other one. You know, because I'm trying to get, you know, we, you know, like I said, we didn't go to Niagara Falls because he didn't want to go anywhere. He wants to stay home and be on the computer. Okay, you know, but it's okay. You know, right now he's enjoying the summer the way he can enjoy it. And I don't want to put pressure on him. You know, I don't want to put pressure on him. No parent does that. Don't do that to your kid. Don't do that to your kid. Don't pressure them to that. They don't want to do anything. Don't do it. You know, he doesn't want to be outside. I was like, he doesn't like bugs. He's afraid of bugs. He doesn't like bugs. I don't blame him. And you know, summertime is the bugs. You know, like that. My son will not go camping. That's the worst thing for my son to do. I don't want to traumatize my kid. Nobody likes bugs, but I mean, you know, me, I could do a little outdoor stuff. Although I don't look it right now with his freaking belly, but you know, but I understand. You know, he's a kid. You know, you don't want to do that. You know, you don't want to do that. You want to do that. You don't want to. You know, my wife's telling, oh, you should go outside and we'll go for long walks. He doesn't want to do that, so he doesn't want to do all that. So leave him alone. He loves being on the computer. You understand? You got to give the kid space. Like I remember when I was little, my mom tried to put me in day camp, like summer day camp. So during the day, I go with the other kids. I go to trips to the pool. The worst thing that happened to me, I can't swim. So when I went to the pool, what happened? Nobody's teaching me how to swim in the pool. So what happened? Stupid me goes on the trampoline. I mean, not the what they call that? The board, the wooden board, and I try to dive off of it into 60 feet of water. Lucky I came up and paddled myself to the edge. And it scared the hell out of me. I thought I was going to drown. That traumatized me. That's why I never bother swimming. I just don't care for it. I don't care for it. I don't care why anyone, oh, you know, swimming. You know what? I got an inflatable pool back there. I'm going to inflate it up. As a matter of fact, today I'm going to inflate it. How about that? Today's going to be hot. I'm going to inflate it. I'm going to fill it with water just for my kid to play out there. And I'm going to be out there with him today. It's a fairly big size pool. I'm going to inflate it. I got the air pump right there. We bought it a few years ago. I had two of them. That's the second one now. Fill it up. Our garden hose is going to fill it all the way up. Nice cold water that is nice. I'm going to sit there and cool off. Then my kid be outside, you know. Maybe I'll take a walk to the store and buy some hot dogs, put them in the grill, whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the pool today. Yeah, you see, but that's a safe pool. That's only a little pool. I'm not gonna drown in there. I ain't going on anything that's the water's up to here. That's it for me. If the water's up to here, that's it. I say I ain't going into no 16 feet pool now. You're crazy. I can't swim. I can't swim. I no shame in saying that. Listen, when God made men, when God made human not to swim underwater in deep water where sharks can eat you. Or if you go too deep, you explode. God made us to walk on land. And by the way, we can't fly either. So, you know what I'm saying? And God made us to walk, not to be underwater. Like I see all these video people swimming underwater, swimming along the sharks. No, not this guy ever. You could have paid me to do that. No. No. Hell no. Let me minimize that. Because this is the Danny Show. Yeah, no, you can't pay me. You could have paid me to, even when we got to the beach. He doesn't like all that anyway. But say when we went to the shore, like for example, my wife and I, we've been to the beach, walking along the sand. I just like to get my feet wet. That's it. I ain't not going in that water. You crazy? I'm not going in there. I'm water up to here and a fish touches me. If I get touched by a fish, I'm gonna hit the ceiling. I remember when I was like 9 years old when Mama took me to Puerto Rico. We were in the beach in Puerto Rico. And I didn't know anybody. I was like 9 years old. I looked down though because the water's clear. Where I was in Puerto Rico, that beach that I was in. There's a fish like this big swimming next to me. I'm like, what the hell? I ran off that freaking water so fast. And my mother didn't go to the beach. No, she didn't. It was my uncles that took my uncle. He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "There's a big fish, big black fish." I'm not. I mean, I like the outdoors, but I'm not into the extreme stuff. No, I'm done with that. Even roller coasters, I won't get on big roller coasters anymore. I did that when I was in my 20s. Even in my 30s, I've been on the biggest roller coasters. I've been on big, scary roller coasters. You think I do that now? You think I want to die right now? Get a heart attack? Are you nuts? So now, when I walk along the beach, I get my feet wet. That's it. And I don't care. Call me a woods. Call me every name in the book. I don't care. I don't care. But I'm not going in that water all the way up to here. Going with the waves. No. No. Or if you don't go over that wave, you get washed up. That's what happened to Michael Jamal Warner. He got sucked out there. You ever heard of riptides? That's dangerous. Even if you're a good swimmer, you can still drown. You can still get, sucked on a riptide if you fall. That's why. And by the way, I look at the waves when I go near the water. If I see that's too choppy and there's big waves, I won't get in that water. Because there's a chance you can get sucked out. I've seen videos where people get sucked out. They're sitting there posing for Instagram, and then suddenly you see the big wave come and suck them right out, and they wind up going out there, all the way out there. Ooh, no. No, not this guy. No. So you don't like bugs either? No, my son, now he hates bugs. Even around the house, he'll see a fly, he'll come and get one of us. Papa, oh mama, a fly. I gotta find him and kill him. He's unsettled. He won't play in that room until it's gone. The kids are they're squeamish about that stuff. So yeah. So that's why I don't put pressure. I don't. That's why I understand. Because I was like that. Let me say, kids with other kids can be bad. So I think kids can be cruel to each other. I think kids. When going to school, I remember other kids making fun of other kids, and they can be the worst. Adults are pretty bad, but adults sometimes we tend not to confront people about it. But kids have no filter. Some kids have no filter, and that hurts other kids. That's why. Yeah. I told my wife, I gotta talk about because she could probably hear me. And I told her no. I said, listen, leave the kid alone. Let him do what he wants to do. He wants to be in the computer hours. That's it. That's what he loves to do. That's what he loves to do. Leave him alone. You understand? Like I understand why he didn't want to go to Niagara Falls. Because right now it would have been hot. Because last time we went to Niagara Falls, it was about 5 years ago. It was about 5 years ago. It was right before the pandemic. And I remember it was hot. There was a couple of days that it was really hot. And we were walking through the park, and I could see why he said, I don't want to do this again. So I don't blame him. That's why for those of you out there that don't have a kid yet and planning to have a kid, listen to them too. He's not your way or the highway. He's not your way or the highway, And my mom tried to do that with me. She said, send me to day camp. And I only went for one day. And then when I came home that day, I told my mother, Ma, I don't want to go back. I hate it. I hate it. Please don't send me back. I hated day camp. Summer day camp, I hated it. Oh, my God. And that's what they do. They go on trips. Like they will, like every week, I think they will go to the pool. And they had other stuff. It was kind of boring, basically like what you do in school in free time. Either you draw. Remember, it's like the 1970s. This is not. You draw. You spend all day drawing in classroom, or you could play some of these table games. And table games are boring. I always find table games kind of boring. A couple of them were okay among close friends for a couple of, but then that goes away really fast. So I hate it. I didn't want to do a camp. Day camp or otherwise. Nope. That's why I never understood that. I never understood how, and I think that to me that's like daycare. Summer day camp is like daycare. So I didn't like it. I hated it. I remember because we went on that trip to the pool. It was I remember to this day. I remember the place. It was in the Bronx, Roberto Clemente State Park. We went there, and they have a couple of pools. They have one that's deep, that's 16 feet. And a few of the kids were going. I guess they went there. There were some of the kids because they had, they always had a little baby pool for the toddlers and the little. So I'm like, okay, then they had the 3 feet pool. So I was like, okay, but 3 feet back then, I was a kid. 3 feet is like right here. Right? It's like right here. It's not like you still gotta learn how to swim a little bit. No, they took us to the 16 feet, and some people were showing off, diving off the board, and no supervision or nothing, because these are other big kids that are, like the summer job. This is not, last year. This is like in the 70s. There was no supervision of any kind. These are other kids taking us to the pool. These are like high school kids, basically, taking us to the pool. Like that was their summer job. And you think any of them were trained to do anything? No. This is like 1978 or whatever, 1979. No, bullshit. This is before. This is like 1975, 76, I believe. Might have been 75. So this is like, come on. Yeah, kids. And some of them were like kids doing like freaking like flipping off the board and just landing. Psh, oh, and they swimming and everything. I said, oh, so I looked at it like, oh, I think I can do this. So I go to the board and I just do boom, boom, and I just go in there, shush. Except I splashed. I didn't do a clean landing. I splashed, and not only I splashed, I kept going down, and it kept going down because 16 feet is down. It's not, for 16 feet for like a 7-year-old. It's like an ocean. There's no other way to say. You go to the bottom, it's freaking dark. And I'm there like, what am I doing here? Does anybody know I'm down here? Can anybody come and get me? And I go into panic mode. And I don't know how the hell I got out of there, but I got back up. And at that moment, I guess God made me into a swimmer. And then finally, when I got to the top and I got to the edge, that's when I, ooh. And then when I got out of that pool, I guess somebody grabbed me and put me in. I looked at that pool like I'm never going to set foot in this fucking pool again in my life. Hell no. And never again I got even as an adult to this day, I would never do 16 feet pool. Nope. I'm sorry. I just nope. Because that traumatized you. It traumatized. I'm surprised I didn't. I'm surprised I didn't drown and somebody had to get it go in and get me. Well, that's why she does that to my kids. She's always like trying to push him to do stuff, and I tell her, "Don't do that to him. Get in the water." And I'm like, he doesn't want to go in the fucking water. Leave him alone. I had to talk a lot because she's upstairs, and I don't know. I hope she's not watching this, but I've seen other parents. I hate when parents push their kids to do stuff they don't want to do. It really infuriates me to the last degree. It really does. You're setting your kid up for like really something traumatic. I'll be right back. Let me go upstairs. I'm gonna check on something and see if I'll be right back. This is one of ask questions. Because I get the attitude. There you go. I get the, here we go. Too bad I don't have a laugh track for that one, but anyway. How about this one? Yeah, I know he doesn't like books. No, I just asked them. They wanted to go somewhere today. Like, I don't know. Maybe just go shop. And no, he doesn't want to go now. I said, okay, well, there you go. I was going to fill up the pool thing, but I guess not. Oh, well. You know, all you do is try. And that's it. Yeah, let it be. I let it be. Yeah. I got a nice stream going on. The first hour, the microphone was muted because nobody was in the chat. So nobody can tell me, I can't hear you. And then Chickabee came on. Chickabee was the first one here. And he said, I can't hear you. I can hear you. He kept post. And I said, what do you mean? And then I looked at my microphone and I had, Lord, this one, of course, has a volume. You see? All right. And that thing was turned all the way down. That's why it was muted. And that's why it's always good to have at least a chat room for that reason. Otherwise, I would have been talking and the whole stream would have been. So for 1 hour, it's going to be silence. Just me. I'm not going to edit it out. I'm going to leave it in because I'm not going to edit it. Plus, you can't edit it. I mean, yeah, you can actually. But I'm not going to edit it out. I'll leave it the way it is. It's not the last stream I'm going to do. So, yeah. So, if you want to watch any of my, I know Tassel subscribed to all my channels pretty much. So, thank you, Tassel. So, anyway, Chickabee has a password now. If maybe, I'll probably give it a Tassel, might be the second one, if he wants to use the TF66 radio. I'll give it a Tassel. James, I will give it to him too, but I haven't seen him use the TF66 server. But Tassel, I know since you have a Mac, if you want the password, because right now I have the TF66, I have the TF6686 set up password only. So for that one, if you want to tune, you need a password. So I gave the first password to Chickabee. And so I don't know if you, because I know you, even when I had it public, you wasn't on that much. So that's why I only want to give it if I have to people I really want to. Otherwise, the SDR, you can all you want on the SDR. I don't care. And I'm gonna right now it's an hour limit. I'm gonna put it up to 3 hours now. So I'll do that later on. I'll put up to 3 hours on the SDR. I had it unlimited, but I don't want to leave it unlimited because I have found one person, two people one person that was on it for almost the whole day. Just leave the radio on and let it play. I was like, no, I can't have that. So, but 1 hour to 3 hours is reasonable. That way you can tune the band, listen to a program. If you want to listen to a particular show, So I think 3 hours. I think 3 hours is a sweet spot for that. Because I've seen a lot of people have it unlimited. I don't want to do that. I had it, and once I saw one person on it, I said, no, I can't have that. So I think 3 hours is the sweet spot. So that way, if you put on the SDR and you leave it on and you're listening to it, and it goes on and on, after 3 hours, it kicks you off. That's what the limit is. It does what it does. It just kicks you off automatically. That's what that does. So it's not like, it doesn't count. So if you want to go right back on for another 3 hours, you can. If nobody's, and I use that one. And now the only thing about that one is up to 3 people can connect to it. However, if one person connects to it and they're tuning, and you connect to it at the same time, you can tune also. But I think what happens is if they're on FM, there's a limit on the bandwidth. I think your bandwidth starts getting limited on how many stations. Because that happened to me a couple of I logged in and it was at another frequency. It was on no, I had a 92.3 because that's why I have mine set up, 92.3. But I couldn't tune beyond, I was like, what the hell? Because somebody was using it. I can still hear mine and I could tune a little bit, but not the whole band. So of course I went in there and I kicked them off. I just rebooted it, kick them off. Because I can. Somebody from Russia. Yeah. Because I got somebody from Russia that connects to it almost every day. Every day he connects to it. Every day from Russia. And then I have a couple other people. But it's I don't mind sharing it because I don't use the HF Plus that much. I'm glad at least people listening to it. So that's good. Where's the other one? And by the way, if you buy, I love to listen to SDR after I figure out the compatibility with the Mac. No, so SDR Plus you can use. You can buy one of these. You can buy one of these. Use it with the Mac. A lot of people share this one too. The SPI network is not only the SPI. I've seen a bunch of RTL SDRs also. So I can share this one too. I can share this one also if I, maybe find I could probably put this one, hook it up to an antenna, another antenna. I can share this too. So anyway, I'm going to install it on this machine and try to connect to the SPI network on another computer and see if I could do it. And then I'll make a video on it. But I could do it right now. Nothing's stopping me from doing it. You know what? I could do it. Let me try it. Because I know SDR console, I believe they have the option of connecting to the SPI network. I'm not sure because some of them don't. Some of them have their own network. Like SDR console, they have their own server. So if I want to share that with, if I want to share that with people that use SDR console, there's a way of doing that. They have something called SDR console server. But the SPI network is so much easier to set up. If you ever do own SDR, you want to set it, it's much easier. It's super easy to set up. Much easier. In fact, I'm gonna do a video on how to set up your SDR for sharing on the SPI network. It's so easy. So I'm gonna do a video on that one. How to connect to, I just showed you. But how to set it up is super easy. So the only thing you have to do, I can tell you right now, the only thing you have to do, obviously, you have to have an SDR. The SPI, whatever, have it plugged in. And then you have to download. There's a software that they have. It's a software that that connects the SDR to the world. And then you have to go into your router and enable port forwarding to port 555. It's 5555. That's the RSP. That's the SDR sharing port for that one, for the SPI. It's 555555. And that's it. Once you do it there, now on your computer, you're going to have to disable the firewall. Oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? What the hell? I'm talking too much firewall. What the hell? Now on the computer, for example, Windows, I had to disable Windows firewall because it's annoying. It keeps blocking it. There's no way of customizing it. Now on the Mac, you're gonna have to go into your firewall setting and open up that port 5555 if you want to share it. Connecting to it, you don't have to do anything. I'm talking about, if you want to set up your own SDR, then you want to share it. But connect to mine. Let me I could do it right here in front, and then actually I could do it right. I think I already have it installed. Let me. I think I have it installed already. Let me check. I have to go down here. Now I have to sit on the chair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring down the desk a little bit. Yeah, you probably just want to connect to it. I know. Yeah, of course. That's another thing too. When you want to share these things, don't use it on your main computer. Use it on a computer that, like for example, this one, I have nothing in there. I have nothing in that one. There's nothing important in that one. I don't have no Google account saved there. I don't have no browser saved there, nothing like that. No safe passwords on this one at all because there's nothing in here. It's a clean install of Windows 11. That's it. That way, if it gets compromised, it stays here. No, I have no security issues. No, I haven't had anything. No. So let me go over here. Let me see if I have it installed. I tried it a long time ago, but I think I might have removed it. Let me see. Let me put SDR. Oh, I do have it. It's right here. Let me see. Well, I might have uninstalled it. Let me close this one. Oh, sorry. I opened it again. Let me close the S-Pi one. No, I installed it and I removed it a long time ago. As I tried it out here. I know I tried it on this one. So let me install it here and see. So I'm gonna go to SDR. Let me go to sdrbp.org. Let me go to download. I'm gonna go to Windows 64. In my case, Windows, because I'm using Windows. So in your case, it's gonna be the Mac, but it should be the same software. It's gonna be the same. They're all gonna be the same SDR plus and every platform. Nothing should be different on them. So of course, this is a SDR. Let me unzip it. So let me go over here. Let me extract all. Extract all. Go to the folder. So what is that? There's this one. So of course, in my case, I'm gonna get the stupid warning sign to. So SDR plus, all you're gonna do is extract it. There's no installation. You're just gonna extract it, and all the files are right here. So if there's one that says application, that's the one I'm gonna use. Of course, giving me this warning because Windows is just fucking stupid. Run anyway. So this is the software. So this is software. I'm gonna put it up there. I'm gonna show you. Let me try to move it up here. It's up there now. Let me I guess you're gonna have to get the one with the arm. Try the arm one. That's probably the arm one. Okay, let me I'm gonna try right now with I'm gonna try to connect to mine here. Let me lower this down. So right here, see where it says source? source. Let me see. Let me see. Radio. Yeah, so it's source. I see the local host. Wow. Let me see something. Hold on. So you gotta know the local host, right? Let me see. Hold on. Something going on with this. Network. That's network. Okay. Yeah, so I guess you gotta know the IP address and all that. Wow. So it doesn't have an option, just say AirSpy network, and then you go to the map. Wow. Let me see. I'm gonna put the IP. I'm gonna type my IP address anyway. I want to see something. Spy server. Let me see. When I go to spy server, my local host is gonna be not local host. It's gonna be the IP address. I'm gonna put my IP address. See. I'm gonna put my IP address. I'm gonna put my IP address. See if it works. I have to look for this up here. Let me see if it works. All right. So let me see if it connects. And I guess I play, right?
What's being named in the files is not evidence of wrongdoing. Correspondent Aaron Katersky, Maxwell, and Blanche are expected to meet again today via a statement. The DOJ says they will share
connect this right here.
information at an appropriate time. Wednesday, 9:31 time for traffic.
I'll tell you what to do.
Alrighty, let's check the Hudson, see what we need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Don't worry, I've got nothing terrible to tell you. The inbound side of the Holland Tunnel has got a 20-minute wait from the Skyway, a 15-minute wait from the New York Bay Extension, and that's it. In out of Lincoln, it's 10. The Lincoln's beautiful. Over at the George, outbound, we have a 25-minute wait from the Cross Bronx West to the outbound GW Bridge, and road work in the right lane till 2:30 on the inbound George lower.
So connected. That's my IP address.
If you need the GW New Jersey, I'd get there.
You're hearing it right now.
Issues the Henry Hudson Parkway there. The inbound GW Bridge is 5 to 10 now. It's great. From all approaches, 5 to 10 minutes. No
Yes, it worked.
Tell you about West Shore Expressway, Staten Island. There's northbound. Beware, exit 4 for Arthur Kill Road. We've got road work happening in the right lane there. You could see delays through that area. And the northbound Deacon.
Wow, really?
Before exit 11 for
this is why I hate Apple.
Bob-Steed left lane. That's been out there for a little bit.
Working, see?
36, they put that in place. So there you go. Mass Transit's doing well. They're running on or close to schedule with no problems to tell you about. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes around the clock. This one's sponsored by Parameter.
Now, when I want to disconnect, there's a disconnect button right there. You disconnect it. All right, I'm going to disconnect. Now I'm disconnected. Yeah, so I think what you need to do, since you have a Mac, I don't know, you fancy Mac. Oh, shit. You don't have a Windows machine at all? What? And this is another thing about all you people. And I got you people. All you sound like a no. I have Macs. But I also have a Windows machine. I would get a Windows machine. For everything else, Windows. Everybody thinks that the Mac, everything. No, everything revolves around. I hate to break it to news people. The internet world is Linux. Here you go. When you're running a web server, high-end web server, Google, Yahoo, everything, even Microsoft.com is run by Linux servers. Linux, look, Linux server, Linux, where super duper web servers, Linux. For business, for 99.99% of all businesses and whatever, people use Windows. The Mac is just for the elite or some academia or whatever, or some designers like to use Mac. Them days are over. Anything you can do on Windows, everything you can do on Mac, you can do on Windows. It's not even better, if not cheaper. Gaming, Windows. Not Linux, not Mac. Gaming, if you're into gaming, Windows. So there's no reason why you need a Mac. I know the school gave you got it for school. I got it for school. I get it. I'm saying, but by the way, if you're gonna work in the working world out there, you better know Windows and Mac, but you better know Windows first. You're gonna work in offices, you better learn Windows. Windows #1. Corporate America, Windows. Mac is for a few places here and there that they only want to do Mac because maybe the owner is a bleeding heart liberal. 99% of all businesses use Windows. So I don't understand why people will have a Mac only in their house. People do this fanboy stuff. I'm not saying you. I'm saying that some people are fanboys. They really are fanboys. They think the world revolves around Macs. No, it doesn't. Everybody, like Chicopee was like, oh, I don't have a computer. I'm using my mobile. Why? I find Windows computers in the garbage every freaking year. This computer is a Windows garbage fine. And I got Windows 11. No, this one is Windows 10. I'm sorry. Windows trash fine. I have a bunch of computers that I found in the trash. Windows 10 running on them. So Chicopee is also saying, I don't have a Windows desktop. Why? Why torture yourselves, people? Get a Windows machine for everything else. I don't have a Mac, but if I do have old Macs. But if I ever do get a new Mac, I don't know why would I want to get one, but if I did, I'm always going to have Windows machines to do other stuff. You know, you have other stuff you need to do. Windows works better with those things. You know, that's it. That server right here, though, for example, the TF66, the TF6686 server, whatever, all that stuff, right? However, I could do that on Linux. But why? I'm only sharing a radio. If it works on Windows, then I leave it on Windows. You see what I'm saying? But I could do that on Linux. There is a Linux distribution that I can use on those. And, and is it more secure? It's probably a little more secure. It probably was a little faster. But I don't care because it's just sharing a radio with one person at a time. So this is not a Michigan. This is not a mission critical server. I don't care if this shit crashes right now. It's only one person connected to it right now, or two people connected to it, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? So like for example, you want to use an SDR and you can't. You want to use a remote SDR right now. The only way you can go to Kiwi SDR and use the browser. That's fine. You can do that. So no, but then another thing you can do is you can do virtual. That's the next step. Why don't you just do virtual desktop and put Windows in there? Get a virtual desktop No, you can't do the browser thing. Get a virtual desktop software like I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them. What's a virtual desktop software for the Mac? Let me see. VirtualBox. Don't they have VirtualBox for the Mac? Where the hell's my mouse? Okay, here you go. Let me try it. Virtual. Let me see. So there you go. So that works. So let me close that. Actually, let me go down here. I'll do it down here. So now I know that works. See, the only problem I don't like about this, is that you need to know my IP address. My IP address is going to change. Remember that. So unless I give you a host name, if you don't know the IP address, you're not going to be able to connect to it. So it doesn't make sense. I'll give you want my suggestion. If you're going to listen to my suggestion, best thing to do is just get a virtual software. Like, let me see. I'm going to look it up right now. Let me look it up right now. Here you go. The Tech Geek virtual software for Mac. So you have VMware, and you have a VMware Fusion, and you have Parallels Desktop. Those are the best two for the Mac. Okay, I use them both. I try them both. VMware. So it's VMware Fusion. It's called VMware Fusion. It's free. I believe it's free there. I think they're free. I tried Parallels a long time ago when I had a Mac Mini, and I wanted to put Windows XP because there was a few programs I wanted to run on Windows XP. So I ran the Parallels. So virtual. You know what virtual software is, right? Virtualization software. Okay, I see. I need to go into setting and allow it anyway. Yeah, I know, because think it's malware. That's what happened here. When I installed this one, it saw as malware, and I said no, run anyway. And that's it. And probably every time I run it, you're gonna get that pop up. Every time I run it, I'm gonna get the pop up for this one. Run anyway. But because I don't use this one all the time, but I get that pop up because in this case it's an exe file. That's why it's an exe file. When you run there's no installation file. Just when you extract everything, it run it right there. So it thinks it's malware or a virus. That's why you're getting that stuff. So I get it here for the PC. But if you want to install something like SDR Sharp or whatever, you're gonna have to run a virtualization. Because that way, while you do a virtualization, I'm sure you already know it, is you're gonna have to store the virtualization software first, and then in there, you're gonna run you're gonna install the operating system. You need space for that. You can store a lot of operating systems in there in virtualization. So you can put Windows 10 in there. Windows 10, boom, and then that's it. And then once you install Windows 10, you can just it's a virtual Windows machine, and you can do whatever you want in Windows. That's it, and so on. That's what I have over here on my server. I have some of those servers are Linux based, and they have something called Proxmox. I have one called Proxmox, and I have a whole bunch of different operating systems in there. I have Windows 7, I have Windows 10, I have Windows NT in there. I could even put DOS in there. I could put another flavor of Linux inside Linux. I could put a Mac OS inside Linux. You can put anything you want, basically, inside virtual for most part. And it's going to work 99% of the time. Sometimes they might not recognize the audio card or the video card, but that's rarely. Nowadays, no, everything works almost like a So you have the Mac, the M2 one. That's a new chip. Oh, that one could run anything in there in virtual. You could go back to like Windows 3, Windows 3.1 if you want to put a copy in there. Just see how it looks. See how fast it runs on the computer. But you could put Linux in there. You could put anything in there, and that's good. The reason why I like virtualization because you don't need to dedicate a whole machine for that. You can just put it in virtualization, and trying it out. Oh, you got the inputs. Yeah, so you could so you could put Windows 10 in there, and it'll run pretty fast. Probably faster than my computer is way old. You can put Windows 11. Get a copy of Windows 11, just throw it in there. Now you have a Windows 11 machine when you need it. So, there's no limit to it. The only limit you have is storage space. You got to allocate some storage for it when you're running it. So, the recommended storage, the software tells you what the recommended storage is. It tells you how much storage you're going to need. Some of them you're going to need X amount of gigs of storage. And then memory. Each of them you can allocate how much memory you might need. For example, that Proxmox machine, I could run multiple virtual machines at the same time because that one has 256 gigs of RAM. It doesn't matter. That one can handle. Like this one is 16 gigs of RAM. Right now, this is Windows 10. But if I were to put VirtualBox in here and I could throw a copy of Linux in here, and if I need to do something in Linux, I could do it in here. I don't need to, but I could if I want to. So you have a Mac. Again, the only thing about Mac is they limit the choices of virtualization software. So the two biggest ones is one called Parallels, which I used years ago. This is a long time ago now. This is like 2008, a long time ago. When I had my first Mac Mini, like 2006, it could have been 2007, if I remember. And I had Parallels. I installed Parallels. And that was to run Windows XP in there. And then later on, I tried the other one, VMware. But again, the only problem with Mac is that everything is not free. Everything is like, you got to pay for it shit. Because I had Mac for a few years, and I do. The only thing I didn't like about Mac is that every time they do an update, a new hardware, they abandon everything on the previous one. And the Mac Mini, when I bought it, my first one, I bought it. Within 4 years, it was obsolete. I couldn't even update Firefox in there or anything. So, yeah. So you download it. Okay, so you have it open. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to type in that IP address. Let me type it in here. Of course, that's gonna change in the future. I could put the host name, but I wanted to try it out with the IP address first. So let me type in the IP address here. And then normally I shouldn't do this, but I'm making an exception for you. Well, that one you're gonna need that one anyway. You're gonna no, that's never mind, that's the X-Spy. Never mind, that's the X-Spy. Anyway, okay, let me never mind. I'm thinking about the other one. Now this is the X-Spy, this is not a TF. So that's the IP address. So you're gonna go here. Let me show you. I'm trying to get it real close here. Jesus Christ, I wish I could get it closer. Anyway, it says source. You're gonna pull down this menu. You're gonna go to Spy Server. Spy Server. No mess with anything else. Let's go to Spy Server. And then in here, the host, you're gonna type in that IP address. The port, leave it the way it is. 55 that's the port 5555. Don't change that port. And I can't get closer because this cable is too short. I'm sorry, and I can't make this bigger. Once you put all that in, you're gonna click on the connect button. I'll know when you connected because I'll see that update. When you connect, I'll see that. I can't get closer. I'm sorry. I can't get closer with it because yeah, spy server. Yeah, spy server. That's the network. That's the network for this. The software that I'm running is spy server. It's air spy server. So spy server, that's gonna be your source. The host is gonna be the IP address that I put there. IP address. And then you're gonna click on the connect button. And you should hear something. I'm gonna be able to see it I should see it soon when you connect. Yeah, spy server. That's spy server is the spy network. That's the only one you need to do. It's spy server. And you got to put that IP address. You don't change the port number. Leave it the way it is, 5555. Don't change that. Oh, I see you connected. That's you. That's you. Yeah. Okay. SDR plus plus. And then now you're gonna press play. There's a play button. You gotta press play. You press play and you tune. That's it. So remember, you're gonna connect. Then you gotta press play to hear it. And then you're gonna hear it, and then you tune. That's it. All right. I'm not gonna play mine because I'm gonna So now you can hear my radio. In fact, I'm gonna disconnect. I already disconnected. Anyway. So there you go. Now, in the future, I might change that IP address because when I reboot or whatever, if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to give you another. I'm gonna have to give you the update. But right now, use that one. So enjoy. You're welcome. Any donation to PayPal will really be appreciated. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're a member. You're a member. I love you, bro. You're a member. You're cool. So anyway, that's how you connect to it. All right. So here is a spy server. You got to put the IP address or the host name. Right now, I have a host name, but I don't know if it works here. I need to test it because I have a host name. I can type it in there. Let me type the host name. Let me look it up over here. So anyway, my host name. I have a host name point because I have a web server software thing in there. I have a software running here. So I have a domain pointed to it. So if you want to try the host name later on, you can try it. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work, but I can try. Anyway, my host name, this is my host name. Danny Radio DDNSgeek.com. That's my host name. That's the host name. So if the IP ever changes, you might try that. I know we're doing radio shit on my Danny show. So I might try that later on with this one. I might try the host name. So, my host name is that, and then the port number, don't change it. The port number is always 5555. That's the assigned port to that service. Yeah. Never change the port number. I mean, I could change it, and then I have to give you that port number, but The default port for AirSpy network is 5555. Now, if I'm going to give you another hint, Tasso. If you go to AirSpy directory, airspy.com/directory, and you want to connect to another server, copy the IP address and put it there. And because that one, you don't see the map. This one, you're not going to see the map. Take the IP address and put it there, and you'll be able to connect to another server. All right? But you have, yeah. So when you go there, you look at the map. Yeah, so you go to, I'll show you. Let me show you. I'll show you. AirSpy. And by the way, if I ever update mine, I will go there first. That way you get the latest IP there. Because over there, you're going to get the latest number anyway. In case they change mine. Because your ISP sometimes changes it. If you disconnect for a few hours or whatever, sometimes you get a new one. I haven't got a new one recently. I had the same IP for about a few weeks already. But if I disconnect my modem and turn it off or whatever and leave it out for a few hours, maybe I would have got a new one. So I could always change it. So anyway, airspy.com/directory. So you're going to get this map. Right? That's me right there. Let me fix it, because right now it looks like it messed up all this over here. Let me zoom out. I think mine's zoomed in. Yeah, this is messed up here, the IP. Let me scratch. I'm sorry, I got to scratch my ankle. Sorry. Had to bend down, scratch my ankle. Sorry. So you see. And I can't get closer because of the... these are all the ones that are online, whatever. So what you do is you click on it and you'll see the information. So I'm going to click on mine. Look. If I click on mine, see all the information is right there. So right now it's 3 Max clients. Nobody's connected right now. And the IP address is right there. Okay? And it's all the information about my... Now, if you want to connect to somebody else, say you want to connect to this guy in Mexico, right? You want to connect this guy in Mexico, right? I'm sorry, this cord is not long enough. Just copy his IP address and put it there. Now, his port is different. It says 5557. So you might have to change that if you want to connect to another one. Mine is 555 no matter what. Let me see. Let me check. Yeah, see, mine is 5555. But if you want to connect to anybody around the world, all the other SDR. By the way, some of them are RTL SDR. They're not all AirSpy. Some of them are RTL SDR. Some of them are the other version of AirSpy. There's a smaller version of AirSpy. There's different ones. Some of them have 2 antennas. So it's the AirSpy HF Plus, but with the 2 ports. Because they made another one after this one with 2 antenna inputs. But this one only has 1 antenna input. So there's other AirSpy radios and RTL SDRs all over the world. So right now that's me, of course. But, you click on the X here. So the ones that are green, they're not busy. I mean, anything that's green, you can connect to it right now. If it's red, it's busy. That means it's, like in my case, 3 people are in there right now. 3 people are using it. That said, it's busy. If you ever see it red, if it's yellow, that means it's offline. That means there's a network issue or something going on with it. Something's going on with it. Crashed, whatever. Yeah. No, it's what? Yeah, right now you're not connected. I know. I see it right here. I know you're not connected because you. By the way, let me show you. I'll show you one more thing. Sorry. If I click on it, here on mine, if I click on mine right here, let me show you. Anybody that's connected is a blue dot with it. I see a blue dot. So, for example, if you would have been connected, I would have had a blue dot next to my blue dot because we're in the same area. For example, if the guy in Russia would have connected to me, I'm green, there's a blue dot in Russia. That means he's connected to me. When I'm looking at mine only, any blue dots, that means they're connected to me right now. So that way you know who else is connected other than you, if somebody else is connected. I mean, I see it here, but I can see it here too. So if you was connected right now, then we were blue dot over this dot. Because we live right near each other. So that's how I know somebody's connected right now over here. Without even going there, I can see who's connected here. Plus, it tells me right here. Max clients 3, connected clients 0. So nobody's connected right now. Okay? That's how I know. So that's how I know. Yeah, yeah, that software is a lot of beta. So use it the way it works. If you minimize it and crash it, then don't minimize it. Just use it the way you use it. Because that's a software, that's an open source. That's an open source project. A lot of people, that software is always updating. They always adding new stuff to it and everything. SDR++ is not rock solid, stable all the time. There might be some bugs in it, but it's okay because it's free. Number 1 is free. Number 2 is free. Number 3 is free. And it's multi-platform. That's the only SDR that's multi-platform. They have it for every platform you could think of. No, if yours work fine, you don't need to update it. If it's working fine, and because they also have plugins for that. So if you're into plugins and all that and things like that, yeah. Now the other thing is, I don't know if that has RDS built in. SDR Sharp has RDS built in already. In that software, I don't know if it's built in. I haven't played around with it yet to see. Yeah, no RDS. So you're gonna have to install another. I don't know if they have a plugin or another software. It's called RDS Spy or something like that. So you're gonna be out of luck. This is why I keep saying, get a PC. You don't have to deal with all that. Just saying. Anyway, you got as far as you're gonna get with it. But this is how you connect to. This is how you see. I don't know nothing about plugins for this stuff, so you're asking the wrong person now. If there's a plugin, you on your own on that one. Go down the rabbit hole and you on your own on that. SDR Sharp, I don't need a plugin, so I'm okay. SDR Sharp, I get RDS, it works fine. But SDR++, that's an open source project. That's a whole different thing. Maybe there's a plugin for that. Now, when you're dealing with plugins, that's another issue. You got to put it in the plugin folder. That's a whole nother. I don't have to deal with that no more. I don't care for plugins anymore. I'd rather just have it let them put it in the. Yeah, I prefer to have it in there already. And if I want to enable, I just flip on the switch. But I understand why because you gotta understand. If you want to go back in history, you gotta understand that SDR Sharp at one time was like that. It was an open project. There was people contribute to it, and people invented plugins for it and everything. And then AirSpy bought them out a few years ago. So now AirSpy owns SDR Sharp. and it's free. It's not commercial. It's free. But now they own all the rights to SDR Sharp. So that's why this came about. SDR plus plus. SDR plus plus is SDR Sharp, but it's another fork. It's what they call a fork, right? The original software went this way. SDR Sharp is trying to make it now It's SDR Sharp multi-platform now. Okay, that's what they're doing. SDR Sharp, but on every platform now. So, that's what they're doing now. That's what that is. But now they're starting from the beginning. Now people make plugins for SDR plus plus. There's a lot of them. There's some to decode whatever, I don't know. DMR and things like that. There's a whole bunch of, So for RDS, I think I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a plugin, but in Windows, I know in Windows, you had to run a software called SDR Spy that runs along with it, and it tells you it runs along. It's another program you run with it, and it tells you all the RDS. But I never used it because I always had SDR Play software, and I never needed that. But since you're on a Mac, you're on your own on that one. I can't help you with that. I don't know what they have for Mac. So you're on your own on that. So I don't know if they have plugins for that, or it's another standalone program that you have to run with it. I don't know. That's your job to decide and to look into that. You're the Mac boy, not me. So I can't help you with that. But yeah, so you got it working. So anyway, if you can't connect to the my IP address, go here and you get the new one. So I want you to use it for that too, in case I ever change the IP address, because the ISP changes it every once in a while. You can go here and look up mine, and you'll see the IP address for the updated one. It'll be here. Just what I want you to use this too. Don't depend on my IP address only. It might change. Always got to go here and check to see if for example, next week you can't connect to mine. If next week you can't connect to mine, most likely I change the IP address. So you come here first, look up mine if it's online, and then you'll see you'll see the number here, and then you copy that number and put it there, and it should be fine. All right. But also I want to try the host name, because the host name is actually better, because you don't have to type in that page, you put the host name. So I'm going to test it later. I'll test it tonight, because right now you're on it. I don't want to, I want you to have fun with it. Enjoy it. By the way, it's 1 hour time limit, and then it kicks you off. If it kicks you off, you connect back in. All right? It's not an hour for the whole day. It's just 1 hour at a time. And if it kicks you off, just go back in. Just try to connect again, and you get another hour. I'm going to extend it to 3 hours, so you don't get kicked off for 3 hours. Because I don't want other people to be in there all day and leave it on. Otherwise, I have to go in and kick everybody out every so often. And I don't want to be bothered with that. So, my leg is falling asleep. Now I'm standing on my circulation. My God. I need to do more walk. I need to lose weight, man. My leg is starting to fall asleep on me here. I hope I'm not getting that vein. I am getting some of that circulation stuff. My ankles are swollen, things like that. I feel it. My leg is falling asleep. So I'm hitting my leg. Jesus Christ, bro. Oh, my God. My wife's trying to get my healthcare coverage ready. So I'm going to go see a doctor about my leg. Hoping I don't have a blood clot or some shit. That's dangerous. If you get blood clot on your leg and it works and it goes up here. If you get a blood clot, the worst thing to do is it goes here or here. That's a stroke. Or what they call pulmonary embolism. So that's the only thing I don't want to get. I don't want to get a stroke or pulmonary embolism. They're both fatal. In fact, pulmonary embolism is more fatal. A stroke you can survive. A pulmonary embolism is very hard to survive. So, my brother had a stroke a few months ago. That's why this thing is my leg is falling asleep right now. That's why I'm like, that's why I'm moving around, man. That's why I have to stand up. And now I'm shaking my leg. I'm sorry about that, but my God, it's like standing up. I gotta elevate my feet. I think I'm gonna raise money to go to Planet Fitness on my Danny Shortwave channel. I'm gonna get a membership to a gym. I need to go to the gym and walk to the gym and work out. Problem is, even if I'm standing here, I used to work out. I used to go to the gym like 2-3 times a week. At least 3 times a week. I used to go walking a lot, but since I moved to Yonkers, you gotta understand, Yonkers is not New York City. It's not a walking city. There's not much to see here. So unless I can walk to the gym and get on a treadmill and do shit like that, and at least, maybe do some machines, that could get me active again. I need to be active. So I think I'm gonna try to raise money for the. I'll just pay 1 year membership. I have to do the math. How much is that gonna be? Just at least prepay for that. Planet Fitness is a walk for me. I know Planet Fitness is down Yonkers Avenue this way. That's a walk and a half, but at least I can walk there. Oh, and then I'll do some weights there, whatever, and then I'll walk back. That's a workout right there. And then over here, there's Retro Fitness down here by the Hudson. That's another walk, but that's not as far as Planet Fitness. That one, if I walk there, I could probably at least do a treadmill or do an elliptical for about 30 minutes. And see, the thing is, I'm trying to find a way to get out the house for a few hours. Problem is that, especially when my son is in school, the problem is that when my son is in school, I come back here and I sit on my ass, and I need to be active. When you get older, you have to be more active. Otherwise, you really run the risk of, I need to lose weight, man. Look, I'm at 270. The problem is that as you get older, your risk goes higher, especially if you're not active and diet. If like even drinking, I'm trying to cut down on the beer. It's not easy. I haven't had a beer in 3 days now. That's saying something. 3 days already, no beer. That's why I woke up so early and I'm doing a live stream. And I've been up for 4 hours and 30 minutes. And today I woke up energized. But you have to be active. You have to be more active when you're older. I've been sending my resumes the last couple of nights. I'm gonna send my resume. I'm gonna apply probably to ShopRite. I'm gonna apply over here, local ShopRite. I work there, walking distance from here. I need to be active, man. This is not good. When my leg falls asleep like that, it's been happening in the last few months. Maybe the last 3 or 4 months, I've been getting this. Like, yeah, that too. I'm looking into that. Not today, because today's freaking hot. I don't want to get out there and keel over. But I plan to do those too, and I want to do it in this. And I would like to do this channel, the walkthroughs. I call them walkthroughs. I like watching those. So I plan to do some of those walkthroughs. And that's why when I talked about it on the other channel, Danny Shortwave, I don't want to spend too much time on that channel anymore, streaming. I want to do some streaming there, but the problem is that audience, the way YouTube has me set up in that channel is the ads are not for that type of audience. See, here I can see more other people coming in here that are not radio related, and they want to watch stuff like that, and I'll get more eyeballs for that type of stuff. Because this channel, anything I talk about anything. I was muted, but for the first hour, I was talking about stuff, not radio related. Until Chickaby came on, almost an hour and 15 minutes into the stream. Then he told me, "Danny, I can't hear you," and I was like, "What?" And then I figured out it was but it's okay. Lesson learned. Next time I do a live stream, I'll know not to. That's it. I have the microphone set up, got the volume all the way up now. All the way up, the volume is on. I ain't touching this. And I want to do retro gaming. I'm going to set it up right here. I'm trying to set everything up. So, Tasso, I enjoyed the stream you did in the city. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it. And that's the other reason too. When I did that stream, let me tell you something. When I did that stream, I enjoyed it so much. I want to do it again. I want to go in the city. So now I'm looking in the city. I'm looking in the city now. I just sent out a bunch of resumes last few days in the city. Actually, not much. It was like 3 of them. And, So anyway, that's what you do now. If you can't connect because the IP address changed, go to airspy.com/directory. Try to find mine and get the new IP address. That should work for that. Until I can probably use the host name. So maybe if I type in, like, for example, right there, the host name, what it was? nannyradio.ddnsgeeks.com. And then it's going to be the same port. I'm not changing the ports, the same port. You connect like that. Try, maybe you do it later on. You could try with the host name. Just copy and paste the host name. Instead of putting the IP, put the host name. Because it says host, right? When it's blank. Let me close it and open it. See if it remembers it. I'm gonna close mine. I'm gonna open it again. Let me see. Oh, it remembers it. So it remembers it. So I opened it down here and it remembers it. Still remembers it. But if the IP address is not there, or you might change it by accident. Localhost. Localhost. I'm gonna try right. You know what? I'm gonna try right now. I'm gonna try it. Let me try it. I'm gonna put Danny Radio the DDNS Geeks.com and leave the port the same. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna connect. Let me see what happens. Nothing happened. Yeah, nothing happened. I think I know why for that one. I think I know why. But anyway, the IP address. So just use the IP address. Yeah, so the host name is not working. The Danny Radio, unless I typed it wrong. Let me see where is it at. Let me look at it over here. Come on, mouse. Yeah, Danny Radio DNA. Oh, I put geeks instead of geek. All right, geek. Sorry, I spelled it wrong. Let me try again. Connect. Oh, it's connected. It's connected. Oh, it's connected. Yeah, it's right there. I'm connected. Look, it's right there. Yeah, so that's the host name. Yeah, so you don't need to know the IP address anymore. Yeah, just try Danny Radio. I'll type it in again. I want to practice typing it. Let me just type it in again so you copy and paste. Danny Radio dot D. It's 2 D's, okay? It's DDNS, not DNS. DDNS Geek, not geeks. Geek.com. That's the host name. And then you connect. There you go. You're connecting. I see you. You connect it. And then you play it. You know, I'm going to play mine. There you go. See? Okay. Okay, so let me stop. Okay, so hosting. Anyway, I disconnected. Yeah, I disconnected. It works. So use the host name. Don't use the IP. You know why I don't want you to use the IP address? One, the host name is easy to remember. That's number one reason. Number two, the IP address can change. You know, if I disconnect my router for about an hour or so, the ISP automatically changes the IP address. Because I have what they call dynamic IP address. Just like you. 99% of all people have dynamic IP address. I don't have a static IP address. So right now the ISP can give me this for weeks at a time. But the minute I go down, my internet connection goes down for a while, or I reboot the router, like I unplug it, turn it off for a few hours, ISP gives you another IP address. Because they have a lot of IP addresses. They just give you whatever is assigned. The host name is assigned to that temporary IP address. So the host name is better. It's like when you go to Google, you don't type the IP address of Google. You just put google.com, right? And then the DNS system figures out, okay, what's google.com server right now? It's this IP. Okay. So it's called DNS, Dynamic Domain Name System. Anyway, so that's copy that host name and just keep that. Because I'm running a client here. I'll show you what I'm doing. Get more technical here. I'll show you what I'm doing. Let me sit down here. I'll show you what I'm doing. Let me put it right here. So let me minimize this. So I'm running this. He's a client. He's running in the background, actually. Is this client? Right there. Well, that's what I'm running. Okay. This is a software that makes it possible for the domain name. So they gave me, it's a domain name that they give you, and then it assigns it to this computer. So this is running in the background, and that's what allows that to happen. Okay. That software allows that to happen. So when I start up my computer, that runs in the background. It's called a DYNU client. It's a client software that what it does, it tells DYNU, take this domain name and this IP address, and anybody that puts that host name connected to this computer. That's what it's saying. That software does that. You run the background. It's called the Dynamic Domain DDNS client. So that's why. So I can host a web server in here too. I have a web server installed, but I don't have a web page. I just put up a blank web page. But right now, if you try to go to without the port number, it's just blank. There's no web page there. Actually, it's down. The web server software is down because I haven't started. If I start the web server software, you'll see "Hello World." So I can host a web server here right now. I tested it. By the way, any computer you can host a web server. If you want to have your own web server, or I even put WordPress. I was playing around with it. I put WordPress the other day. I removed it because I don't want WordPress on this. I just don't. So So if you put dnsradio.ddnsgeek.com on the browser, you're not gonna see nothing unless I'm gonna run the web server software so you can see. So right now, let me minimize this. Let me run the web server software. Right here. Let me run it. There you go. I just started the web server software. This is the web server software. So right now, if you put just without no port number, just put Danny. Put in your browser. Put Danny Radio. .dns. .ddns. .geek. You're gonna see a web page now. Look, I'll show you. Danny Radio. I'm gonna put this one. So that's my web page. Hello world. I got nothing in there right now. I might put a web page in the future. So right now, I have a web server running. So I installed WordPress on it. I played around with it. It works fine, but I don't want to use WordPress. It takes up a lot of memory, and plus, I don't want web. I have a blog. I have an actual blog spot, so I don't really need one. But if I want to put up a web page, I could there with some links, or whatever. So, but yeah, the host name, and that's free, by the way. That's free. The host name. So if you ever host your own web server, so you get like tassov.dnsgeek or whatever the URL. They have a whole bunch of URLs. So you can make it like if you have your own, in whatever computer you want to use as a server, you can say tassov.dynu.com, and that could be your web server, your website. And everything will be hosted on your computer. You gotta run this software. This is the web server software. And then the other one, the one you saw earlier, that's for the domain name to IP address client. So I don't know if Chicklebee's still in. Chicklebee, if he's still in here, the same thing with the TF6686. You don't have to type in the IP address. You can put that name port 8080 on the browser, and you'll go to I can show you. See, if I go to if I go to Danny, right, the DannyRadio.ddnsgeek.com port 8080, it goes to my page. It goes to my TF66 web server. So you don't have to go to the map. Mine is not listed on the map, by the way. But now this radio, I put password protected only. So, but if you AirSpy, I will use the AirSpy because this one I'm making it private. I'm only using it for myself. I gave Trickle P a password for this because he doesn't have it. He doesn't have a computer. He has a mobile phone, and that's the only way he can listen to online. See, Tasso, you have the Mac now. You can listen to it online with the other one. But if you want the password for this, I'll send you the password if you want it. If you want it. Because I really don't want to give out too many of these passwords because this one is very limited. I hear my son. So that's why, see, with this one, it's very limited. This one, only one user at a time can go in there and listen. And that's it. So right now I use this one because of the live map. When I FMDX, what I do is sometimes I go in the AirSpy first, and I tune. And if I hear a DX station, I'll switch over here to get the live map, and then I'll make the video. That's how I got the Tampa Even though in there I got RDS too. I know in your case you don't have RDS because you're using just, but SDR shop I have RDS too. But I don't have the map. Here I got a map I can use. I click on that live map, plug it, and it'll show up right here. See? I got the map. What I'm listening to, I got the map right here. That's why I like it. You know? That's why I like this. Even for you, even though I'm not sharing it with the public now, I still like it for myself. When I make a video, I want to show the map too. You know? Let me turn off this box. There you go. So there you go. So, you know, 10:29 in the morning. I've been on for a while. About 4 hours and 55 minutes. But I said I did a lot today. I got you to. So now anyway, enjoy that radio. If you want to connect to another SDR, spynetwork.com/directory. Go there. Look at the IP address. In mine, just use the host name. It's always going to be port 5555. Okay. So there you go. And I'm going to sign off now, only because I want to take a break. I may come back if they, let me see what happens today, because I'm not going to do anything else today. I'll take a break. I'm going to eat lunch and whatever, or brunch, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. And then I may come back on another channel to do a stream. I don't know yet. And then I'll be back soon. But I want to see what else I can. I gave this a nice little run today. Yeah, I gave this a nice little run today. I have fun. Of course, the first hour nobody was on until Chicopee came on, and then thank God at least he was on, and he told me that the microphone was muted. But I made up for it for the next 4 hours after that, so I'm good. So it was a good show overall. So I'll just put in the disclaimer. Microphone was muted for the first hour, and so please forward the video to whatever. Unless I can cut it out. I don't know if I can be able to cut it out. I don't want to download and edit it. I don't want to do all that. So I'll make another. I'll be back soon. And like I said, just keep following me. Keep in touch. Like I said, I'm on vacation on the other channel in terms of live stream. So doesn't mean that you're not gonna find me in the other channels. So there you go. So have a good day, everybody. Stay cool. I'm definitely gonna stay cool in here. I think it's gonna be running all day. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.